Favors ENCE just a little bit, slightly.
Well, if you guys are wondering who's going to win at home, go ahead and hashtag MIBR, hashtag ENCE to cast your vote. Sean, you want to focus on a player, and I believe it's Alu, is that correct?
Oh, no, Mayern.
You're Mayern? Are you Alu? Who's Alu?
I can talk about Alu right now.
I'll talk about... No. I got it.
You got it.
I'll talk about Alu. You guys are just dropping the ball over here. Experts, again, just not really helping me out here on the
we
desk.
do have Alu. Okay. So yeah, I think Alu would be the player to watch from ENCE, and mainly being because he's the in-game leader, right? He should be prepared right now and adapting from what we saw yesterday on Nuke, right? Especially if ENCE is going to pick it. What we saw from them yesterday on Nuke was terrible. I hated what I saw at that 13-5 comeback. They just kept getting picked apart. So I think they're going to come with a little bit more cohesion today. Probably a lot more secret control, because once you get down in secret, everything becomes a lot easier on you as an in-game leader, right? Smoke molly U-Haul, plant the bomb, and just play post-plant. ENCE tried to make things way too difficult yesterday, and I think it's also going to be on Sergey to play that close hut position like he did yesterday. Their CT side was solid, but from an in-game leader point of view, I think he could be anti-stratted based on what I saw yesterday. So that worries me a bit.
I guess that does worry me as well. I think they were a bit overzealous. We saw them consistently being over-aggressive, but that did result in them being able to retake the bomb sites on multiple occasions. We talked about how successful Gen G was getting into those bomb sites, but it was ENCE to just take it right back into their favor. And they actually ended that first half 10-5, so I think, sure, it was messy, but those are the kinds of mistakes that you can really talk about in the hotel room, hash out those small, minor details, make it onto the stage, because it wasn't those missed shots, it wasn't rust that was getting to the better of these ENCE players, it was fundamentals, and I think you're going to be able to change those, make those small changes.
Yeah, but at the same point in time, when you look at their recent history, it doesn't exactly put confidence in the team. 0-2 loss to their former IGL, and an 0-2 loss to Godsent. In case you didn't hear me, I said Godsent.
Year's 2020, like, Godsent.
What is going on? Like, this team should never beat ENCE. That team only recently came together, and like, it just seems kind of unheard of that they would lose to that team.
I really think it speaks to you know, where the mental
команды ENCE. Для команды MIBR тоже очень важно набирать сейчас форму, потому что грядет, да, мейджор в Рио-де-Жанейро, в Бразилии, в родной стране команды MIBR, где будут за них топить, и хотелось бы их там увидеть. И многие говорят, что для Fallen это может оказаться последний турнир, если там уж не смогут себя показать, и ему придется справляться на роль какого-то тренера в команде. Но мы все это дело посмотрим. Опять же, Рио-де-Жанейро будет жарким мажором. 100%. Это без всяких вопросов.
Ну, бразильцам, конечно, принципиально подойти в хорошей форме. Пока что еще время есть, но желательно, конечно, набирать.
Но ты представляешь, какой там будет завал вообще?
Да, ажиотаж бешеный, там публика умеет болеть. Плюс там еще, конечно, фурия. Ну, много-много бразильских команд могут пройти по факту. Так что, я думаю, скучать не придется. А где вообще? Где бразильцы? По правой линейке уже все сидят, все заряжены.
Ну, картинки вижу, вижу ребят. Они такие, о, да нам,
столько дел, столько дел.
Сейчас, подождите, напикаем, как бы там пяткой просто начинают допикивать, одеваться, выходить из номеров. Вот они, ребята.
Из-за кулис выходят. Видимо, там был какой-то жесткий тимток. У Зевса блокнотик, наушники. Ну, все жестко. Тако неплохой провел турнир. Показали нам Фера. Тако в неизменной шапке. Фолом по центру. Ну, в общем, красиво. Собираются телефоны в специальную коробочку. Это означает, что матч уже скоро будет подходить к своему старту.
Там коробочка такая интересная, обычная.
У кого-то картонная, у кого-то пластиковая, прозрачная.
Ну, знаешь, можно было сделать какие-то элитные коробки, не знаю, с каким-то рофлом, может быть.
Зафиксирую эту мысль.
Зафиксирую обязательно.
На одном из турниров обязательно сделаем.
Неплохой бизнес-план для турниров делать коробки для сбора телефонов.
Почему нет? Можно с них начинать пролет.
Да.
Посмотреть, у кого какой телефон, продавать рекламу производителям телефонов. Столько мыслей, столько денег уходит мимо.
Вот так вот. Да, друзья, 1:30 ночи. Продолжаем смотреть матчи. DreamHack Open, Anaheim 2020. Ну, люди там отдыхают, люди ходят по выставкам. Уже говорили о том, что на DreamHack Anaheim сейчас проходят турниры, которые суммарный призовой фонд составляет $570 тысяч. Там те, кто пока не знаю, что буду говорить, что там у нас происходит параллельно.
Ну, Fortnite, ты говорил, там какие-то драки жесткие.
Да, Fortnite происходит, DreamHack, есть Magic the Gathering, тоже на $100 тысяч, файтинги. DreamHack FGC также проходит турнир по Halo Reach и турнир по новому Warcraft. Нам, кстати, очень интересно, какой призовой фонд? $25 тысяч.
У Reforge?
Да.
Солидно. Так, пропали фоточки, но зато появились игроки. У нас как бы или то, или другое, судя по всему, сегодня. У бразильцев все вернулись. Бородатый Фоллен, бородатый Алу. Все жестко. А фотку, кстати, КНГ поменяли, да? Или у меня матрица какая-то? Он же в другой кепке был до этого. Кто заметил? По-моему, другая была кепка.
Не знаю. Я как-то не обратил внимания на кепку именно. Чуть-чуть не досмотрел этот момент. Но мы будем доверяться твоей все-таки интуиции.
По-любому. Там
твоей
была
памяти.
кепка Кинг, по-моему, у него. Это кепка Нью-Йорк.
Ага, ну все.
В прямом
Калифорнии,
эфире.
в Анахайме с кепкой Нью-Йорк.
Красота, восточное побережье. Кинг врывается на уверенности. Ну что, ждем начала. Я думаю, так, back in 1 minute. Я вижу на этом огромном замечательном экране. Также у нас есть уже следующий матч. Это North End Point. Ну и, конечно, четвертое. Best of 3. Это уже, наверное, совсем утром. Также не пропустите. Уже будут наши коллеги все это дело освещать. Будет битва команды GNG. Или это завтра? Нет, будет битва команды Complexity и победителя ENCE MIBR. Да-да-да, GNG уже в полуфинале, просто на ХЛТВ это считается как один день. В 9 вечера по Киеву завтра GNG. Все оно как-то в одном списке оказалось.
Ну, в чате КПК врываются вопросы для тебя. Special for you.
Поменяли, кепка и без очков был, я вижу.
Да, и как впечатление от Dignitas? Ого, ну...
Они уже успели поиграть, я просто как-то что-то пропустил.
Квал
Я видел,
играли.
что день рождения у Кзиста. Вот что я видел. Последняя новость, связанная с командой Dignitas, как-то вот на моих глазах нет, не сфокусирован. Состав-то интересный. Нажимаю резалс, может, они успели что-то где-то покатать.
Как же уверенно вопросы идут комментаторы на лане.
Конечно.
Не, комментаторы на бутылке, друзья, если что.
Обидно.
Обидно, да.
Это Dignitas Female, у них женский состав есть. Столько нового, столько нового. Кстати, сегодня команда Вилги выиграла чемпионат Girls Gamer World Finals. Дамы и господа, это неплохо. $20 тысяч за первое место. Так что поздравляем Вилгу. И вот там как раз женский состав Dignitas сыграл. А? Знали вы об этом? Кто знал? Сообщаем вам прямо сейчас. Все, 10 человек на месте. Начинается уже совсем скоро этот матч.
Так, ну, надо бы посмотреть нюк. Очень хочется, друзья, потому что, ну, прям уже жажда душит. После первого матча, такого зрелищного между командой Force и командой Endpoint. Кстати, где Endpoint победили, для тех, кто только проснулся и был в банке. Это действительно было великолепно. Endpoint, как самая слабая команда, смогли обыграть форзов и оставить их на топ-7, топ-8. Отправить их с $2000 домой и продолжить играть на DreamHack Open. Ладушки, пока что у нас пошел пистолетный раунд. Не пересеклись команды. Это
там
очень
в
интересно.
чате какие-то были сообщения.
Ты думаешь...
Нет. Это рестарт или они просто решили... Видимо, рестарт.
Да, скорее всего.
Тревожная музыка перед первым раундом. Первые карты. Денюк выбрали ENCE, несмотря на то, что вчера эту карту они проиграли. Замечательный кубок. DreamHack Open. Претендентов на одного меньше уже.
Да, сейчас будем выяснять, кто будет еще отправляться топ-7, топ-8. Будет разделять это место с командой Force. Эх, вот это вот Будет ли это ENCE или будет команда это MIBR.
Ну, возможно, Easy for ENCE сегодня будет. Возможно, MIBR зажгут. А возможно, 3 карты с допами. И вообще матч 50 на 50. Заполняется зрительный зал потихонечку.
Ну, тут все-таки команда MIBR, так сказать, Южная Америка, поближе. Да и думаю, что ребята там выступают на каких-то ланах в Америке. Скорее всего.
Аргентинца прям максимально крупным планом нам
Так он
показали.
начал расплываться вообще.
Слишком крупный план.
Вообще вот недавно обсуждал как раз команду MIBR с ребятами на подкасте, и там был очень интересный момент, то что, в принципе, говорят о том, что аргентинцы-то особо и не дают играть бразильцы. То есть, знаешь, он неплохо играет, он неплохо стреляет, но ему не дают вот этой вот свободы действий, да, которую могут позволить себе другие игроки. Они говорят, стой, накидывай нам флешки.
Авторитета не хватает, возможно, еще. Но в целом, конечно, на огневую мощь, наверное, как раз, я думаю, и будет делаться ставка. Но, судя
Ну,
по всему,
хотелось
нет.
бы это увидеть, потому что действительно игрок, подающий надежды. Не зря его добавили в этот бразильский состав. Вообще очень интересно, конечно, увидеть аргентинца в бразильском составе. Есть такое небольшое соперничество между этими двумя странами, по крайней мере, в футболе. Да, в Южной Америке очень часто они там вот как раз болельщики прям друг против друга.
Ну, в
Сказать,
кейсе.
или такой, знаешь, соревновательный есть момент, ну вот, в этом деле. Как соревновательная борьба за титулы. Ну, в любом случае.
Так, что там к Таку подошел человечек, показал пальцем на выход. Что горячая замена. Админ вместо Тако.
Так, подожди.
Ну да, такое бывает. С Фером просто пошли.
Так, пойдем отойдем на секундочку.
За
На
гаражи.
секундочку. На секундочку поговорить нужно. Так, ладно. Ну, ENCE готовы. ENCE вообще там, по-моему, в игре были, уже на нике бегали. Но мы практически начали смотреть пистолетку, и тут что-то случилось. Ну ладно, подождем, увидим, что тут происходило. Ну, во-первых, мне интересно, с чем было связано такое ожидание команды MIBR, с чем было связано сейчас выход Тако за сцену.
И Фера, вот, так что админ вернулся. Напиток.
А Тако-то не вернулся. Тако.
Ну ничего, подождем. Вот тут вопрос, кто выиграет Катовице. Знал бы. Прикуп жил бы в Сочи. Хороший вопрос, много хороших команд. Что, я думаю, там много кто может выиграть. Астралис после довольно провального бласта, я думаю, будут заряженно тащить. Зевс там дразнит мэр, ну разлегся.
Так, в чате вообще пишут то, что плохо себя чувствует Тако якобы.
Это по глазам поняли?
Ну, скорее всего. По цвету шапки, если что.
У Мэрна там душат. Щекочет просто молодого.
Вот понимаешь, да, как бы, во-первых, его посадили на край. Такие типа, давай, туда. Сейчас мы тебя немного щекочем и...
Привет.
Ну, там люди кушают уже в зале, смотрят. Блин, вообще кайф. Приходишь на DreamHack. Во-первых, там, кстати, есть зона с бесплатными компьютерами, если что.
Как и дома у каждого? Что ж, там просто компы? В чем смысл-то?
Ну, там...
Постримить с них?
Нет, да, там, короче, есть, сейчас скажу точно. Блин, где-то это была информация.
Какие-то, может, эксклюзивные игры? Или там i12 какой-то стоит? В чем? Изюминка. Зачем я должен прийти на DreamHack на бесплатный комп, если у меня дома бесплатный комп?
О, кстати, там еще турнир по Харстону проходит. И по Rocket League еще.
О, Харстон мы уважаем. О, Rocket League.
Madden NFL на $25 тысяч, если что там идет.
Деньги мы любим. Так, передай привет. Но это затянется, если мы начнем передавать приветы. Качка, тебе привет, конечно. Ты был первый в этой бесконечной очереди приветов, но больше их не будет. Ну, Саня разлегся, пузико торчит. Некому пощекотать, Саня, некому.
Ого. Я посмотрел, кстати, там еще есть маленькие турниры, которые проходят, знаешь почему? Minecraft Build Contest. Ага.
Турнир по Майнкрафту. А что делать там?
Ну, постройки. Строить вдвоем.
Как кто выигрывает?
Кто быстрее построит.
Красиво, как в Fortnite, да?
Да, вторая, это Ages of Empire, вторая часть на $500 тоже призового фонда, Deluxe Edition, или точнее не Deluxe Edition, как он там, ну, короче, обновленная версия.
Что английские слова непонятны.
Да, сложные, ну, там типа DE написано, Deluxe как бы.
Deluxe Edition.
StarCraft 2, $600 призовой фонд, Teamfight Tactics,
Феноменальные просто призовые.
Unreal Tournament.
На $200?
На 1000. На $1250 5 на 5 Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Rainbow Six, PUBG, Лига Легенд на $3000, О, там есть любительский турнир по Counter-Strike на $3000.
Опа, наша остановочка. Набираем Петрику под флешечки, под раскидочки. Изи мани.
Врываемся, да. Так, ну а в Экспо...
Ля, фанат приехал с флагом какой. Чисто Бэтмен бразильский.
Интересно, там ультрафиолет фигачит так просвечивает? Или это просто
Это
такой синий цвет?
диско-флаг, он с ним на пати ходит.
Диско-флаг.
Руки
окей.
назад и как Наруто бегает вокруг сцены.
О май. О май.
Ну, такие веселые полчаса у нас на трансляции, в легком
Идеально.
ожидании. Финны скучают. Вернулся, кстати, уже я видел Таку, вернулся Фер, но матч не вернулся на наши экраны.
Так. Окей, на Дримхаке что еще происходит? Я просто говорю. Спидран-марафоны.
О, это круто. По Dark Souls.
Ох, не знаю, что скажу.
Человек заснул во время официального матча. Впервые в истории КС. Ну, Винни, кстати, из Фурии тоже любит вот так вот позалипать во время таких пауз. Помедитировать.
Мгм. Кстати, насчет спидрана не знаю, во все игры. Косплей чемпионшип, если что,
О,
проходит.
можно показать. Камеру на косплеерщик.
Косплей. Сколько там призов фонд? Ну-ка. Там нет призов фонд, там просто...
Ты просто получаешь эстетическое
нет.
удовольствие.
Так, там есть несколько тиров. Есть мастер-тир, где $700, $500, $300 первое, второе, третье место, соответственно, там плюс трофеи. Journeyman тир, также там 400, 250, 100, первое,
Это
второе,
по
третье.
косплею все?
Это по косплею. Есть еще, Vice тир.
Это те в картонных коробках все ходят такие?
Да, скорее всего.
Я тир 3 косплеер.
Вот. И есть еще Kids тир.
Детский косплей.
Призы для всех участников до 12 лет и младше.
Там кто-то все свои скины поставил на MIBR, если верить надписи.
Ну да.
Кстати, там в первом ряду сидел человек в футболке iBuyPower. Если кто-то
Ого,
помнит эту
вот это
замечательную
старая
команду.
команда.
Старая футболка, судя по всему.
А он, интересно, он ее стирал?
Но, возможно, у них еще там есть какие-то активности.
Не, ну это было бы
Мерч там
интересно, знаешь, типа как традиция.
Как
типа-
троллинг. Прийти просто 100 человек в футболках iBuyPower и сидеть.
Да, и причем, знаешь, не стирать, чтобы на удачу, как бывает. Также, кстати, еще на DreamHack Anaheim проходит фэшн-шоу.
Оу, фэшн.
Да.
Неделя модных, как там в Париже.
Ну, я там смотрю, там
Модные.
интересные
О.
такие лица.
Красивые люди в красивых костюмах.
Да. Также есть Real Games, где можно поиграть. Есть Meet and Greet, где вы можете встретить своих любимых игровых персон face-to-face, лицом к лицу.
Автограф-сессии, типа?
Ну, типа того, поговорить.
Так уж что-то погулял за чужим компом, постоял, у него там все
О,
нормально.
так
Показывает лайк. Всем
Так,
лайк.
Ты посмотри, там, короче, еще есть live music, альтернативный рок ночь, точнее, ночь альтернативного рока, и есть EDM.
Можно потанцевать, послушать рок.
Да.
Ночью потусоваться.
Вот, ну а насчет, кстати, бесплатных игровых зон, сейчас хочу
О,
зайти.
мы вернулись к этой теме.
Да. Ну, не знаю, там вроде компы прям мощные, предоставлены какой-то компанией, и они бесплатные. Также можно поиграть в консоль бесплатно, новые игры. Можно поиграть в VR, походить. Ну, то есть вот эта выставка, это реально праздник для геймеров, для игроков вообще в общем. Те, кто хочет зайти, тем более, то не только для игроков. Там есть и артист-аллея, есть индустрия арт-галерея.
Сколько людей сейчас в Анахайме? Дмитрий максимально разложил по полочкам всю выставку.
Окей, я просто смотрю, там, знаешь, еще есть... Там даже бизнес-тренинги есть. Офигеть.
Так, 50 секунд до начала. Мне вот подсказывает в наушник режиссер,
Надеюсь.
уважаемый. Спасибо за информацию.
Так. Ну и все, как бы я дошел до конца.
Как раз.
В принципе, есть еще очень интересный крип-шоу. Я не знаю, что такое крип-шоу.
Ну, крипы из Майнкрафта. Или крипы из Доты.
Крипы из...
Крипы из Доты.
Крипы из Варкрафта.
Везде крипы. Возможно, даже в чате пару крипов есть.
Так, если крип плюс чат...
Так, ну что, все, барабанная дробь, Зевс встал, наушники на головах.
Крип.
Сань не проснулся, все, это явно знак к старту.
Кстати, крипы были еще и в Майнкрафте, да?
Ну, я вижу смайлики Майнкрафта в чате, как минимум.
Да. 25 игры.
2 секунды, карта Денюк. Второй Best of 3 матч
да.
на сегодня.
Какой кайф! Пистолетный раунд, дождались! Великолепно! Ну вот теперь готовы смотреть, никаких задержек больше, надеюсь, не будет. Бомб взрывает у нас здесь дверь, пытается Фоллен через эту дверь пострелять. Пока что у нас по улице проходит Аллу. Очень интересно выглядит этот игрок. На реакцию его можно смотреть бесконечно долго. Мне просто нравится его лоб.
Ну, 1,5 минуты можно смотреть, потом раунд закончится.
Так.
Фоллен, как же его давят!
Задушили они, задушили-то Фоллена. Ты посмотри, что творит этот немолодой человек. И справляется, и КНГ здесь помогает еще.
Аллу. Ну, Сергей прошел, конечно, по 9, но при этом ситуация 3 в 5 для финнов очень непростая. Фоллен был боком, второго нет, второго не забрал. Так, он разменим. Нашли Аллу. X7. Надежда только на него. Забрать Тако. Забрать хотя бы КНГ. Никого не убил. Аплодисменты, ну видно, поддержка MIBR серьезная в зале.
Но на самом деле мне радостно, что зал поддерживает многие команды. И Форса не поддерживали, и ребята с команды Endpoint поддерживали, то есть всех. Тут публика очень лояльно относится к любым командам, мне кажется. Именно вот хорошим матчем, хорошей игре.
О, давненько я не слышал эту замечательную музыку. У нас пауза после первого раунда. Улыбаются бразильцы. Финнов пока не очень хорошо видно из этого ракурса.
Чей пик? Это пик команды ENCE. Да?
Да, Денюк выбрали именно они. Дальше у нас будет выбор команды MIBR, по-моему, BO3. Ну, там уже третья решающая Overpass. Что уже... Да, все правильно. Проверил эту информацию. Смотрят на Сергея. Все ли там хорошо. Видим системного администратора. Какой-то секретный компьютер там на полу. Что у нас? Рабочий стол. И ничего на нем не открыто.
Ладно. Вернемся к Дримхаку. Проходит он в городе Анахайм.
По новой.
Если что, люди там спрашивают в чате. Если что, это 40 километров от Лос-Анджелеса. Но на самом деле 40 километров — это те самые каменные джунгли.
Да, там пустыря нет. Это один сплошной город.
Да, но при том, что это, получается, огромный город, но часть этого города — это разные города. Пам!
Ну, как Подмосковье, как Химки.
Палм-Бич.
Палм-Бич. Это тоже город. Я знаю, Беверли-Хиллз отдельный город.
Ого.
Хотя это тоже прям максимально близко
Познание.
к LA.
Хиллз.
Ну, раунд посмотрели. Хорошего понемножку.
Слушай, ну если Беверли-Хиллз, тогда Самара тебе на.
Не, в этом мы не будем. Конечно, трансляция с паузами, но не настолько все печально.
Ну, как хочешь.
Блокнот, я смотрю, до финала. У Зевса такой солидный, серьезный. Саня тут пытается не потерять концентрацию, уже поспал, проснулся, сыграл пистолетку, снова пауза. Нужно, конечно, как-то в тонус прийти, раундов 5-6, наверное, сыграть, втянуться уже в КС, погрузиться максимально в игру. То все эти отвлекающие факторы у нас пока идут.
У нас минуты молчания, в принципе, пока что.
Нагнетающая музыка.
Да.
Показывают КНГ.
Ну ладно, короче, возвращаемся, в принципе, к чату. Друзья, не забывайте, что вы можете подписываться на наши социальные сети. Подписывайтесь, мы всегда вам рады. Пишите нам что-нибудь интересное. Может, кстати, писали? Ну-ка, подожди.
Прямо сейчас. Отправляю ссылку в чат.
Да, вы
самые
можете...
лучшие люди подписываются.
Можете подписывать нас и все. Как бы все просто, друзья. Подписывайте нас или пишите хэштег Maincast. Все будет отличненько. Ну, пока я, кстати, захожу, хэштег Maincast. Там какие-то клипы нам скидывали с карты Vertigo. Также там, в принципе, был момент...
Какой-то человек с нечитаемым никнеймом подписался. Спасибо, братик. Фатих, а дальше там еще 10 букв.
Спасибо большое, кстати, да, за то, что подписался на Федю. Ну, не забывайте подписываться на меня. Я, конечно, такой себе дружище, парниша.
Но фланки Флейма мы уважаем и на доте, и на КСе.
Да. Разрываюсь просто. Туда-сюда бегаю. А чё матч так поздно? Ну, он в Анахайме, потому что.
Западное побережье США. Это супер далеко.
Да.
Часовых поясов много. Так что у ребят там, ну, наверное, тоже уже где-то там за полдень.
А что, если в чате люди поиграют в города?
Я думаю, будет очень быстро лететь чат, и не получится. Можно попытаться починить DreamHack. Починить DreamHack 1 из 100. И когда наберется 100, мы посмотрим второй раунд. Вот так можно сделать. Это машина там с тренером жестко идет. Сергей посматривает из-за плеча.
Слушай, пока у ребят получается.
Играй в города?
Эх.
Да понятно, что это миссия невыполнима в города играть.
Да ладно, в принципе, друзья, вы можете в города играть, просто писать свой город. Мы уже говорили и проводили небольшую перекличку. Починить DreamHack стоит 100. Все как бы...
Изи.
Изи, легко. Дружище, какой у тебя там никнейм был?
Таргет.
Таргет.
Починил. Миновав 99 предыдущих пунктов, сразу починил, но читы не прошли. Не сработал. Не сработал твой обходной путь.
Атланта.
Дмитрий, ты сам с собой решил поиграть?
Да. Да я просто смотрю самые интересные города, которые я не видел. Чербакуль. О, это, кстати, далекий город. Он же Чербакуль. Ладно.
Челик зарегал твиттер с названием «Кван, помолчи».
Кван, помолчи. Хорошо.
Замечательно. И
А
подписался.
на тебя подписался, Кван, помолчи.
Подписался, братик. 10 человек он читает.
Окей. Осуждаю. Чё?
Каждая подписка цена. О, Жорж написал отличный комментатор. Спасибо, Жорж. Это, наверное, Георгий.
Так, ну вообще Джордж, на секундочку.
Жорж. Алан финал-то в Америке, Джордж. У Челика чипсы уже закончились.
О, я обожаю, кстати. Мне нравится, когда мои никнеймы переделывают. Франкенштейн, если что. Ну, так,
Как
пойдет.
Франкенштейн.
Да,
Как
может быть.
Камбербэтч.
Камбербэтч
Бенедикт
Франкенштейн. А, господи, что происходит? Ладно, у меня день рождения, пишет Эвил Смайли. С днем рождения, дружище. Кстати, 23 февраля день рождения. Ну, поздравляю.
Красота. С праздником, с днем
Поздравляю.
рождения. 7000 человек. Поздравляю тебя с днем рождения.
Главный вопрос, который задает Нетес ТВ. А можно уже игру посмотреть? Нет? Ну, да, вообще можно. Ну, мы тоже хотим. Вот. Окей, кто-то... Тут интересно очень.
Ты уже не озвучиваешь, да, ты сначала?
Да, да, я сначала прочитываю про себя, потом понимаю, что плохо и так далее.
Правильно. Опыт был получен.
Это цензура проходит просто теперь через меня. Я один раз ошибся, больше не оступаюсь.
Одна ошибка, и ты ошибся. Фолум поднимает руки вверх, видимо, тоже не супер доволен. Хотя нет, улыбается. Первый раунд позади. Вот на инстаграмчик кто-то подписался. Спасибо. Ссылочка-то все та же. Двойное нижнее. Кван.
О, ну да, на инстаграм тоже подписываются. Спасибо, Валерий.
Сложно. Сложно.
Но это 2 часа ночи, друзья, все в порядке. У нас эмоции через край приливаются после того, как у нас вылетели ребята из команды Force.
Тут человек угрожает выехать и самолично снять паузу. Ну да, Anaheim сколько часов? 10 лететь?
Но если у тебя личный самолет, то быстрее.
Да, личный сверхзвуковой самолет.
Так, ты продолжаешь раскидывать.
Ну а что сидеть? Что сидеть, когда можно подписываться? О, матюки, это осуждаем. Осуждаем в чате.
Да, конечно, осуждаем. Человек с ником с цифрами 55
Осуждаем, осуждаем. Бан за ссылку себе дай. Можно.
Понимаю.
Так, наушники появляются в ушах. Все. Easy for ENCE. Поехали, поехали. Финны на месте. Тако погулял, вернулся. Пистолетку сыграли.
Призовой фонд, друзья, $100 000, если что. На Fortnite, который проходит также на DreamHack, $250 000. Вот вам приоритеты.
И путевка в Йончопинг. Первое место. На DreamHack Masters команда поедет.
Ого, вот
что
это,
тоже
ты
круто.
видишь эту клавиатуру?
Это тупо роскошно. Вот
Это-
это красиво. Но это бразильцы, они знают толк в жизни. КНГ, он улыбается, там, знаешь, такая золотая челюсть. Как у Адрена на каком-то мажоре было. Видел этот ролик?
Нет.
Перед каким-то мажором они снимали.
Я видел, типа, видос, когда Авангар выиграли на Бласте, 4 игрока обнимаются, а Джеймс застегивает ширинку.
Не будем развивать эту тему.
Нет, там очень интересно это выглядело. Там в Твиттере, кстати, есть этот видос, то очень интересно выглядит.
А в
Прям очень
Твиттере
здорово.
чего только нет.
В Твиттере очень много контента. Поэтому на этот контент нужно подписываться.
Вот это байт, вот эта ссылка уже в чате. Я видел кулаки. Все. Второй раунд.
Оп, погнали.
Let's go, boys.
Ну что же, второй BO3 продолжается с вот такой заминочкой в 20 минут. Мы все-таки посмотрели на паузу, но здесь больше мы пауз не увидим. И будем смотреть замечательный нюк в исполнении MIBR и команды ENCE. Ну и вот пошел на второй раунд, выходит на аплейн, как же хорошо вырываются команда ENCE. Правда, только 2 игроков уже потеряли в размен всего лишь на одного фера. Забрали Майерну, забрали Фоллана. Алло, минус Фоллана, Алло тут забрали, Ксена также падает. Но как-то все очень быстро происходит. Сани остается 1-1.
Шансы есть, дигл есть, бомба выпала. КНГ. Ну что, золотая клавиатура или Сани, который немножечко поспал перед началом матча? Кто сильнее? Кстати, у Сани армор тоже есть. В принципе, один точный выстрел в голову.
Но бомба выпала, в общем, проблема. И тут времени много. Тут можно стянуться к девятке, подняться через девятку, закрыть сверху КНГ, да, то есть попытаться именно таким образом отыграть Сани. Но все решение сейчас за ним. Минута времени действительно очень много для того, чтобы реализовывать. Мы видим, что уже сразу в будку ушел у нас КНГ. Спрятался все-таки от вот этих вот...
Ну, слишком много позиций уже, из которых может выйти Сани. КНГ это понимает. Времени еще целых 45 секунд. Но тут до бомбы не дойдет. Тут вопрос, кто кого переиграет в плане Mind Games. 35. Сани. Ну, будет чекать 9. КНГ, кстати, довольно хорошую позицию занял. Сани-то тоже нужно весь план проверить.
Сани...
25.
Сани.
Ну, перехалдил по факту.
Да не, подожди, он так хорошо ждет. КНГ? КНГ ушел.
У КНГ-то все нормально. Так, ФАМАС подобрал, но толку с него никакого. Там
Не, на самом
КП.
деле Дигл, мне кажется, более уверенно смотрится. Бомбу забрал 12
Ну, на бета он не успеет ливнуть, 10 секунд. Да ладно, он пытался ливнуть. Ну, дружище. Резать. Он даст поставить. Ладно.
Да ладно.
На верочку
О!
сыграл.
Ну ладно, близко было. Хороший момент. Публика ликует. КНГ забирает раунд. И 2-0 в пользу команды MIBR. Но, что мы можем сказать? ENCE, во-первых, сделали свой план минимум, да? То есть бомбу поставили, выбили, ну, даже, знаешь, это очень хорошо. Выбили 4 девайса, и, по-моему, они более чем довольны. Денег у них сейчас немного.
Можно закупиться.
Закупиться можно, да, попробовать. Там даже какой-то СГшки сыграть, плюс один девайс или еще что-то. Но тут появляются галилы, раскидки, АК. Все нормально. 3 галила, кстати.
Много гранат. У команды MIBR даже похуже получается бай, несмотря на то, что 2 раунда они взяли. Ну, конечно, с потерей 4 в предыдущем. Есть скаут, есть МПшка. Сани проходит по улице. В принципе, тут даже преимущество. Хотя нет, СГ против калашей. Аук.
Ой-ой-ой, там Фоллан поддержал. И есть минус, правда, все равно у нас КНГ забрали. Но Фоллан доделал дела. 2 скилла со скаута оформил. Фер в это время принял Сергея. Есть ситуация 4 в 2 в пользу команды MIBR. Ну и тут X7, конечно. Смок выпал. Фер пойдет, заберет смок. Прочекал этот угол, никого здесь не нашел. Ну и сейчас что будет делать ENCE? У них, в принципе, бомба в руках, поэтому можно сейчас что-то придумать. Опять же, через улицу пройти. Ну, знаешь, вот этот вот выход через улицу без смоков, это, конечно...
Ну, у вас калаши. Все-таки, видимо, рассчитывали на то, что перестреляют на дистанции.
О, Фоллен. Ну, это, кстати, минус 3 от него уже в этом раунде. Со скаута. Отлично сыграно.
Четко разменял сначала КНГ, но сейчас забрал еще игрока на улице. X7 последний, 47 секунд. 4 оппонента против него. Можно попытаться нырнуть под Б. Чекай 9, там пусто. Ну, на А выходить, ставить бомбу, это явно тупик. Фер. Законтролил.
Ну, слушай, команда MIBR прям в хорошей форме по стрельбе, по крайней мере, я смотрю. Так, там на Фоллан очень хорошо стреляет, и команда тоже присоединяется к этому делу. Но это не может не радовать. Вот тот самый момент. Скаут 1, скаут 2. Ну, понятно, что немного каленные ребята оказались. Но вот, например, Флоу Аллу здесь получилось забрать с помощью хедшота.
Там все КНГ все-таки вычисляли. Ну, Фоллан на прикрытии действительно сыграл здорово.
Так, ну что у нас получается? МПшка остается. Тот самый аук у Фоллана теперь. И что будет делать команда ENCE? Ну, вообще идут через улицу, причем на морозе, в пятером. О, Сани! Минус по Фоллану. КНГ здесь отвечает. Правда, Эриэл делает еще один минус. 2 килла с дигла. Команда ENCE оформляет. Отличный момент. Аук уже трофейный имеется у Сани. Сани поднимается наверх. Майер на это время забирает Сергея.
Так, он даже наверх вообще не думает смотреть. Сани, по идее, должен Нет, боком сидит. Не проверил под собой. Тако замечает.
Вау! Вот эта публика мне прям вообще кайф.
Ну, не зря там показывали человека с бразильским флагом огромным за спиной. Фан-база на месте. Ну что, Дигл Эриал, Алу на П-250 там с бомбой. Эриал, ну, под Б, кстати, неплохо себя чувствует. Там вроде никого нет. Тако. Не перестрелял. Ой-ой-ой. Увидел, конечно, бомбу.
Так, ну тут момент очень интересный. Эриал, по-моему, может сейчас с дигла очень много грязи наделать, но, к сожалению, с Фером разобраться не получается. Фер зарашил, забрал Эриала, бомба была поставлена, ну и с П-250 Алу будет перестреливаться. Здесь Тако, но так справляется, и в итоге 3 девайса команды. MIBR остается, забирает раунд. Да, бомбу поставили, все здорово. О, мы видим, вот они, бразильские фанаты. Ну смотри, как они вообще в открытую просто сидят. Болеют.
На расстоянии вытянутой руки просто команда. Очень все открыто доступно. У кого-то толстовка с автографами, кстати, вот эта желтенькая. Собрал уже.
А
Да.
вот представляешь, это сейчас делает вот, ну, небольшое количество фанатов, да, бразильских. Вот этот шум, который мы слышим с тобой, и слышат наши зрители. Представляешь, целый стадион такой.
Ну, когда стадион, там все-таки кабинки. То есть там такой общий шум.
Да там такой ор будет, что кабинки не помогут, мне
В
кажется.
Бразилии будет бешеный, да. В Бразилии будет бешеный мажор, особенно если покажут хороший КС. Представители этой страны, я думаю, там будет очень жестко. Но немного попозже посмотрим на мажорчик. У нас пока что 5-й раунд.
Так.
Плотная раскидка. Ой, как же. Ай-яй-яй. Ну, и снизу подожгли, и сверху подожгли, но есть вот этот безопасный пятачок.
Островок безопасности. Как в ПДД, как будто нашел лазейку. Так, ну что ж, полетели смоки у нас на улицу. Сейчас КМДН все-таки решили более всего выходить. Молик сразу же на лестницу под длинный. Не хотят там особо иметь какие-то проблемы. Правда, Молик продолевает у нас команду MIBR. Фоллен.
4 игрока проходят по улице. Молотов очень много
Так,
времени
слушай, там
выиграл.
смоки сейчас закончатся, и там, по-моему, контроль все дело будет. Да и тут КНГ имеется, если что, и КНГ здесь будет контролить. Сейчас попытаются выйти. Опа! КНГ минус, есть сразу же Молик. В итоге остановил все нападение и прессинг команды ENCE. Остаются вчетвером, остаются они также на улице. Ну и теперь, знаешь, их можно просто идти закрывать, попытаться. Хотя засмочили. Здесь вот не мейн.
Очень строго отыгрывает пока КНГ. Четко на результат. Ксевен шьет ближний угол, но там пусто. Фоллен там ближе к дверям все-таки сместился. 9-ку оставили без контроля MIBR. Довольно редко мы видим такое явление.
Но тут есть Тако,
Он
если
под
что.
9-кой скорее.
Ну, он поднимется. Хотя, подожди, ему там может с улицы разобраться. Не особо спешить. Да тем более, мне кажется, 9-ку Саплунта контролирует. Знаешь, там просто смотрят, как бы без проблем должны будут, если что, справиться. Сейчас должен будет услышать все это дело у нас игрок, находящийся там. И вот, пожалуйста, стоит молодой аргентинец, но, к сожалению, расправиться с Эксевом не получается. Тут у нас минус Фоллен, минус от Фера. Фера кладет еще одного игрока, но Сани разбирается с ним. Тако закрывает Сани, и команда MIBR идут уже и лидируют 5-0. Ну, вообще, то, что это пик КМДНС, не видно пока что. За сторону атаки у них не получается играть. Пока что. Ну, или команда MIBR просто им не позволяет этого делать.
Очень плотно они все-таки удержали базу А. Плюс там еще Тако успел зайти в 9-ку. Оказался в тылу игроков ENCE. После того, как убили Мерна, на самом деле я запереживал за базу А. Очень быстро играют ENCE. Все в огне, все в прострелах. Миллиард хп было потеряно на этом спрыге вентиля. Бомба еще осталась. Что-то как-то грустно.
Ну, и Фоллен пошел просто как бы на поиски игроков, которые нырнули вниз. Мы вчера с тобой видели такой момент, да? Кто у нас там прыгал в основном? ENCE, по-моему, также запрыгивали или нет? Или это были...
Это GNG. Дабс пропрыгивал постоянно. Но тут бомба не прыгнула. Самое забавное, то есть вот как раз-таки Саня остался там чуть ли не последним. Опа, прыжок! Что там?
Алло.
Колесико мышки задел.
А что это такое было реально? Ну ладно, бывает такое. На реакции решил подпрыгнуть еще на всякий случай. Как говорится, стрельба особо лучше от этого не идет. Но ничего страшного. Все в этой жизни бывает. 4-2. Ситуация. MIBR. Ну, вообще очень хорошо стоят на своих позициях. У нас Фоллен тут и смок, и молик. В итоге один только проход остается для команды ENCE. Либо через смоки выходить не особо хочется. Да и флеш каких-то, кстати, имеются. Подожди, там Эриала. Это прям полный пак. И смок, и флешка, и хае, и молик. Все дело имеется. Вот так у нас Саня ждался, пока смог развеяться. Ну вот с Фолланом можно будет попытаться разобраться каким-то образом, но Фоллан пока что дал флешку и не справляется, к сожалению, с двумя игроками. ENCE он здесь.
Ну, кстати, 2 в 4. ENCE. Почему-то только Фоллан находился под базой Б. Информации, видимо, не было. Фер успевает открыть дверь, но там уже бомба установлена. Выход. Когда нет.
Ну, причем Сане приятно, там смог лежит, поэтому его пока что закрыли. Он прям посередине этого плута находится. Ничего не боится, делать минус по МР, но есть минус под Сани. Фер, правда, сразу разменивает нас Эриал. Эриал остается 1 на 1 против Авика. Команда. И ой-ой-ой-ой-ой-ой, Авик аккуратнее. Эриал справляется с КНГ и делает все-таки раунд для своей команды. Ну,
Detective work. Might be finding who killed my grandma.
Bit more time, he might have just burned to death. That was kind of a weird situation, but nonetheless, it does finally go ENCE's way. And certainly you could point to that move by Fallen, you know, wanting to peek for the flash. Maybe he thought the time was low. He could get another kill and slow them down even more, stop them from being able to get a bomb plant and buy more time for a rotation. But at the same time, he kind of gave up what was, I think, weren't they in like a 5-on-2 before he died? I think Taco may have died just before him, but yeah, they definitely seem to have a lot of control of that, then let it slip.
What is really cool so far, though, generally speaking, for MIBR, is that they have been almost, well, basically every round, they put themselves in pretty big advantages, and they're consistently doing that. They always have an answer, positionally or timing-wise, but could hold that thought. We got a fast push down the vent here with 2 players dropping very quickly. Fur in the hut position is going to have to investigate into lobby, and he pushes out, and he will be met by the AWP of Alu, and this is looking very chaotic, and this is what we're talking about with ENCE. The fast stuff, that's what works really well for them sometimes. They've got a bomb down on the lower side. This is chaos.
It's looking good for ENCE to find their second in a row, unless Taco, Marin, and KNG can say something about it here on this retake towards the lower side. KNG actually does catch Sergey here with AWP towards the ramp room, and that gives them 1 more kill towards the retake, but it seems more and more likely like they're just looking to save these weapons. They've really made no advances forward, so with their economy as low as it is, you can't blame them for just wanting to scamper away with what weapons they do still have left. So that does give the Finns another round on the board, though, so they're starting to craft a little bit of something here on the attacking side after the 5-0 start from Made in Brazil.
There it is. It could be the start of something off the back of that previous round, which was really crazy, where it's a situation where, you know, Fallen might be a bit unhappy with himself, kind of playing off of a feeling, I think, going for that maybe slight overextension. And that's Counter-Strike for you. Just 1 slight overextension, and the other team has a lot to work with. And you know, they have to prove that they can change something here, though. Because generally speaking, MIBR have been dealing with everything, so yeah.
Tend to agree with that. Full buy here still for both teams, though it is a bit limited for ENCE. They do have X7 on a Galil. Also an SMG and a FAMAS in play for Made in Brazil, so... Oh my goodness, that's almost a dangerous timing there for Taco, but he does escape away from it all, able to even stand firm with the M4. There's going to be 3 kills from Taco, and KNG also chiming in with an op kill. Leaves it all to Sunny. A nice shot on the Taco, but still not long for this world, you'd have to imagine.
What a sick hold from Taco. That's so insane. And Mayon will finish things off for him. Oh my god, that's so disgusting. And especially when he's in that 1v1 towards the end, Taco, that is. Just like how he's just not peeking. It's got to be so frustrating if you're KNG. Not KNG, sorry. What am I talking about?
It's okay, Dan.
Whoever it was left here.
That's fine. It was Sunny, I believe, in the end.
Sunny. Very frustrating for Sunny.
Yes.
So very, very well played by Taco. Just the jiggles just were perfect there. And
yeah. I thought he was about to get dominated because he had a nade in his hand, and it looked like they actually had pushed past the smoke and were going to catch a timing on him, but somehow able to drop down, recover, wound up with 3 kills. KNG helped kind of divert some of the attention when he took his peek from Turnpike, but that's wild stuff.
He did a great job, and
yeah,
you know, ENCE, they haven't really gone for too many heavy investments towards ramp, so the fact that, you know, I mean, Taco is one of those players, you know, Taco is one of those guys on your team that he doesn't need to be having much action to be feeling it. You know, he can be on like a dead bomb site for, you know, good 5, 6, 7, 8 rounds, and he'll still be just as good. You know, some players, they need to be in the action to keep their form up, but Taco, you know, he's always ready for it.
Again, the utility comes out very quickly towards upper, especially the Molotovs on top of the hut, but Fur has found a corner that has been left unscathed. And so we'll be able to maintain this position. Again, it does bait out counter utility from Made in Brazil, but in a way, also not, because their fire doesn't get full coverage on top hut, so they don't have to like waste something to extinguish. So maybe they're not getting as much as they hope out of it. They're still trying to make their way out into upper, but it may not be enough, though the entries are starting to pour in.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good here, but there is a player that dropped onto the side. Mayern's ready, and he'll take down one, and Fallen swings up for the second, and they have a perfect crossfire there. The timing couldn't have gone more poorly for ENCE in that final moment of the round. That shouldn't have looked so easy, but you know what? Look at the timing of this. It's just too insane.
That was crazy how much the momentum of that round changed in the blink of an eye. You know, all of a sudden, ENCE is popping off entries, looking like they're actually going to control the site, and then right there, 3 kills in a flash. Getting Made in Brazil up 7-2. Now just pistols for ENCE.
We can see that KNG is the guy kind of holding the AWP here, and it makes a lot of sense because Fallen is that more up-close battle sniper, and so it makes sense that KNG gets that dedicated AWP when you're holding angles such as that outside. And Taco, you know, he's been performing really well so far this game.
Absolutely. 10 kills and 9 rounds played. 121 ADR, so certainly up to the task thus far in this one.
Very nice start from him. Picks off one. Second kill goes his way. Just keeps isolating them into 1v1s. They can't seem to trade him. Such great work, and he'll stay alive. And quick note, actually, is that he smashed one of the panels of glass as he was falling down. And that is to make sure that if the plant does happen, his teammates have options, if they have control room, to be able to escape through the glass without having it broken, having to break it and give away their advantage. So it's kind of a very small detail, but smashing the glass there for future.
Absolutely. All the small details can add up. 8-2 lead here for Made in Brazil. Again, their first nuke game in almost a year on LAN. And they're off to a hot start. ENCE's pick is starting to backfire a bit. Fallen now up close, trying to avoid all the utility, trying to stay alive and buy time. KNG, in the meantime, with AWP, also alert to this outside take and has a kill to his name to show for it.
Is Fallen just walking behind Alu there?
Yes.
Oh, man. That's one way to clear it. That's one way to clear the push, is to have someone flank it, and he's been spotted. This is so weird.
Yeah, this is awkward. Like, if he could have got that kill, it's all good, but now he's in a tough spot. But luckily, KNG has been handling things quite nicely also with the AWP. But Alu does get through, gets that kill, gets the AWP, and Ariel pitches in also, and now we're all even.
What a timing there under Fallen. Alu completely outplayed Fallen in this round. Very unfortunate for MIBR. They had a somewhat non-standard setup as far as they're concerned, but it hasn't worked out for their favor at least. ENCE will get that upper bomb site under control. And so MIBR have just been completely out-positioned here. There may not be nothing to do but save their guns at this point.
Yeah. It's tough because it was a good idea, and like Fallen was trying something different outside, playing more up front. Yeah, maybe having a chance to backstab. In an alternate universe, he gets a kill on the flank and everything unravels for ENCE, but instead he gets busted. He gets caught up, he doesn't find the kills, winds up getting timinged on ramp room, and then that's all she wrote. The Finns are back on the board.
Yeah, because the normal CT reaction is, okay, they have the smokes outside, we have someone that's rotated down through that can kind of, if they get contact, they can drop a smoke, they can slow play, they can, so in that case, Alu, yeah, he gets down, but then he gets slowed down by the smoke. So no one's out of position, but there it is on Fallen to actually kill. He has to, actually just has to get the kill there. And they put themselves in definitely an awkward position. Yeah,
it put too much stress on KNG, having to have two minds about what was going on. He got 2 kills as well before he went down, so he was doing his job, but this became overwhelming, and that's so crazy to get those. But in the end, it's still going the way of Alu, Ariel, and company after those kills. And so 8-3 is now the score. Full buys for both sides. Plenty of utility as well.
Oh dear, that's a great opening. I was about to say it's beginning to look more promising for ENCE, but that's certainly a good way to start the round. They have an aggressive outside take, so this is actually a problem for, I was about to say a problem for ENCE, but Alu does actually catch KNG as he backs away. And now Fallen's playing mini, and he's a little bit worried about Squeaky as well. This is a very scary position. He tries to play the advantage of his angle, and it's going to work out beautifully well. 2 quick kills for Fallen, and now it's a 2v4. ENCE looks set up for greatness there, but Fallen shuts it down.
Yeah, big individual play there from Fallen, no question. And now Fur might be the final nail in the coffin of this round for the Finns. Indeed, it will be. The backstab through radio room ends it. 9-3 now the score, but Fallen has to be given so much credit. Such great work. Him and KNG kind of swapped a little bit there. KNG having the AWP instead, and I'm sure you'll see even double op maybe at some point. Just shows you some of the diversity that they have with those players and what roles they might play.
It just seems so difficult for ENCE to gain traction. So they don't seem to be able to find that momentum. They're going for another fast play down the vent. Again, it's been fairly effective in some of these rounds. Getting three players that will be able to very quickly dart their way down the vent position. And there is no CT presence on the lower bomb site. They have completely outpositioned MIBR. You see KNG will hold this position, but there's still so much early utility that can be used to shut down these choke points that KNG has only been opened up to this left eye peak. This is the worst peak of the two. That's why the right side's been smoked. And you want to leave this one open and molly it. We'll get a smoke there. They are swimming in utility, so they're going to shut down any possibility. There's two players that need to make their way across to the side. They can't quite get there.
Time is ticking is the really big problem, even though it's like one of those weird post-plant 5-on-5s. The CTs are just not getting the space they need. Now they're starting to press forward. They need to find these kills quickly. Again, back and forth the round goes, leaving it into a 3-on-2 when it's all said and done. And very quickly, Sergey stamps things out. So 9-4 is the scoreline. And starting to creep into the game. They've won 2 of the last 3. They snapped that big winning streak that Main Brazil had early on in the game. Starting to find their footing on some of these lower takes, I think, is a big factor.
Oh, such a struggle this half so far, friends. But they are getting some rounds on the board. Let's see if they can get any more here. Once again, making MIBR respect the squeaky door position. They've been able to get so much value through there. And oh my god, pushing from absolutely every single position. MIBR will crush the push before it can get started, leaving just Ali remaining in the mini position as he looks for a frag, but Fur has his number. It will shut it down with ease, and that'll be 10-4. MIBR once again denying ENCE ever the opportunity to get more than one round in a row.
That is insane stuff. I mean, we're starting to see some of these rounds go blindingly fast, Dan. I mean, it's hard to keep up with the pacing of how some of these things have played out. You could probably capture that whole round in a quick replay, to be honest. It was just devastating for Made in Brazil. They have looked so sharp on this CT side overall. Limited success for ENCE. Now again, we're seeing quick outside take from KNG. He's here so fast, they do not expect it. He's only good for 1, though. Great conversion from ENCE on what could have been a very precarious situation. There's a team killing all of it, but they still do have a 3-on-2, but low health on a couple of their players, but it may not matter as the kills come in anyhow. 10-5 is how the half closes. Those final rounds were so chaotic, and we'll have to see if it continues on that way after the break. Stay tuned.
Cuando yo te vi, sentí que eras para mí. Te quiero descubrir y yo no quiero compartir. Tus ojos brillan fuera de tu control. Cuando yo te vi, sentí que eras para mí hoy. Ay, 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 te voy a enseñar, te voy a silenciar.
Welcome back to DreamHack Open Anaheim, and it's going to be really interesting to see the conclusion of this one, Dust, because MIBR, they're opening up this series with a very surprising, like, the ability to play new, because they don't have this map on record in the last 3 to 6 months, yet they're looking fantastic, and they're looking to finish things off here in style as they move on to the second half.
Again, they haven't played it since IEM Sydney. That's May of 2019. I think it was like an overtime loss to Liquid or something like that. They did have 1 win on it, though, as well, against Fnatic. So they played it 3 times at Sydney, and since then, no games on LAN. But off to a great start. It is worth noting that ENCE yesterday did have a pretty good CT side nuke against Gen G. That was not the reason they lost the game, that's for sure. It was their T side that left lacking, and same story here so far.
It's a very quiet, passive dance at the moment from both teams. And they don't have to do anything here but hold their positions and just respond. And respond they will. Aerial, nice first headshot, looking to follow things up, though. Will be traded immediately. Great spacing from MIBR as they begin to crunch the upper bomb site. And Sergey scope for the chase here, but he's on the reload, blocking his teammate. Very awkward, but still somehow also flawless. So, you know, we'll give it to them. We'll give it to them. And that's the round that they needed to start things off nicely, get that economy going right off the bat.
It wasn't pretty, but it was effective. Let's say that. Got a bit crazy there on that escape plan through Hut, but they do get all the kills. SMGs are now going to be out aplenty. M4 for Sunny. No bomb plant, no nothing from Made in Brazil, so they will just kind of be hanging out. Did have a tactical timeout actually come in right away from Made in Brazil. Surprising to see it come out so early. Not sure if they have some type of game plan they want to run through again, or if it's more of like a mental reset after, you know, having a tough loss in that round, but they are going to talk things over a bit extra. They actually, I guess are trying to plan what they want to buy, because without the bomb plant, there's no like way to really save and go for a full buy in round 3 of the half, so they're actually going to piece together what they can, and includes a couple of MAC-10s, some upgraded pistols, and a bit of utility. So probably just talking over what strat they wanted to run this round. It's probably going to be some type of set piece, you'd imagine.
Looking for some faster pressure there. They're going to get ahead of it with these SMGs. Very fast movement. It's working out for MIBR as they get some trades into the bomb site. Ali running through the flames. Oh my goodness, he can't quite follow up very quickly. And that will be the end of him. KNG swings through for the trade as well, back into the lobby position, leaving Sunny alone on the upper bomb site. And MIBR, they stole themselves away with a man advantage as well as the bomb. And they could go absolutely anywhere on this map right now because they have all the time in the world.
And all the space. Sunny, so limited in what he can do now. He doesn't have a kit either, so that means he needs to work quickly after the spawn gets planted to have time to defuse. Luckily for him, they have weaker weapons and they're both low on health, so that does help him out a bit. But again, no clue where they're really at, so he has to spend a lot of time just trying to clear angles and try to locate these remaining 2 members on this post plant, and he has to give himself away in the process, opening up the door at Decon. They know exactly what's ahead of them now, and he may just have to back off, honestly.
Yeah, there's not really all that much in the way of good options for Sunny, and he recognizes this as he ambles his way back out of the vent position towards a safer grounds, safer territory. And he'll keep hold of that weapon.
That's a tough one to lose if you're ENCE. Those are the rounds you want to be collecting. You want to start building that comeback, but you have to give some credit to the craftiness of Made in Brazil. They had a limited buy. They had just enough utility to one play, one maneuver, and it worked out well. I think it was big for Mayern to have the thought to push Hut and punish Alu, who was really committed to trying to make that flank through work and wasted so many bullets just getting that first kill. So well done for Mayern, the man from Argentina, the new acquisition.
And they get to slow things down now a little bit. They still have that MAC-10 in hand on Fallen, so that gives him a lot of aggressive options. And, well, KNG's going to go down, it seems. Unfortunate for the MIBR team, but they are on the T side, so not the end of the world by any stretch of the imagination. And now MIBR will pick up the bomb, get those outside smokes rolling through. They could try to go for a walk down secret. However, Alu is there, but Sunny's also there as well, which is interesting because they could trade out.
Yeah.
And that would put MIBR back in a good spot if they can get these 2 kills.
Seems like it's going to live and die by this play right here, right now. And actually, Alu steps even further forward, Dan. He's looking to go for plays, not just hold the angle. Maybe he's going to catch a timing as well, catching someone trying to run back. The bomb has been tossed down as well because of that action. Finds Mayer, and also limited firepower for ENCE. There's just 2 safe rifles, but they're having enough impact, it seems.
Taco really needs to get that kill onto Ariel, but he will survive on 2 HP. If he'd gotten that kill, it would be a 2v3. There'd be lots more space to move around. They have bomb control at the moment, but the time is running out. And with it, any good chance for MIBR to win this round as well. They may want to try to take players down here to at least limit what ENCE carry through to the next round. And here goes Fer with Taco. Can they cobble something together? Looks like they will be completely denied there. Great headshot from Sergey, and he will finish it off with a deagle as well. Very nicely done by ENCE. And you know what? The last round, it was pretty depressing, Dust, but they managed to redeem themselves.
Man, the back and forth starts already. The last 5 rounds of the second half were 1 for 1. And the same thing carries over for the first 3 rounds of this half. So no stringing together of rounds thus far throughout the bulk of these last rounds. As the crowd's starting to build up here in Anaheim. Lovely faces out there watching the game. Saw some Brazilian fans out there as well. Saw some flags being waved around. So definitely a team that some of the locals are very much fond of. So they are based here.
Yeah, absolutely. They I feel like they're natives at this point. They've been here for a good few years. In fact, the Brazilian guys, you know, they moved.
2015 they moved over?
Yeah, exactly. They moved over to moving with Dead, who was the Luminosity, became the coach when they were on SK. Close friend of the team. And MIBR looking to keep that trend of the 1-for-1 going. The battle of the 4 spies.
The economic game of chicken. Don't see it too often, but when it does, it's always a mess that you have to try to keep up with.
It gets difficult here too as well. You don't really have as much to play on those long ranges with. You need that utility to grant you safe passage across these really open grounds of the outside area.
Absolutely.
But ENCE are playing really tentatively too. They're just doing that really very classic passive CT setup on the...
Well, if you're Sunny and you have an SG and you know they don't have smokes to cross, that's actually the perfect thing to do, is just to sit there long range with it and force them to try to dry peek that area. X7 poking and prodding at radio is going to find a kill. KNG quick to trade. That nade, though, is going to do severe damage, especially the Fallen. He's down to 26 HP. That's not a lot to work with.
It's interesting, though, because he went for the aggression dust, but at that point, MIBR didn't really have a way to get in anywhere. So ENCE kind of gave him an option to push towards a ramp. Question is what they can do with that, though, because they can't really, MIBR can't really move forwards off of this very quickly, and ENCE have had all the time to rotate already, so they have control room under control.
No smokes to cover as well either, so you can't really safely plant. You don't have any coverage whatsoever. You have to try to just hope you can bait someone out to peek you by throwing down the plant. Actually, they do safely get the plant off without any smoke coverage, which is insane in itself, but ENCE just trying to make sure that they lock up the round, not necessarily prevent the bomb plant. They do have still quite the edge on this retake. 4 players. They have fallen very low on HP, so there definitely is still a good chance they're going to pull this one off, but time is ticking and they haven't really made any headway just yet. Things are starting to get a little bit scary, you have to feel. KNG spotting out a couple of these players towards the control side. Mayer pitching in, getting some kills, and it's all falling apart. It's all on Sergey, and he's being held off. The time will actually win the round when it's all said and done, and he won't be able to escape. Maybe it's close, but he does get away, but it's still the victory for Made in Brazil.
Yeah, that was pretty intense. Great shots there from MIBR, and you can see the frustration there on the faces of the ENCE players. They gave up this position towards ramp, and they were very passive, Dust. I think they were trying to rely on the fact that, hey, you know, we have better guns, we've got utility. If we just get our numbers together and attack in a coordinated way, we should be fine. And maybe they gave too much respect to MIBR in that sense. Either way, they go for a more aggressive hold outside. It's going to work out for the initial kill. Sunny looking to lock off the position with a smoke. Can he get out of this position? That's another question entirely. He's going to double down. He wants more here as he looks to push this.
Oh my.
Will they check? They look to be checking. Surely they're going to check this position.
Fallen thought about it, it seemed like, and yeah, he will eventually clear that one out. It was all going to come down to timing, and they want that smoke fading away, but Fallen does indeed limit Sunny's impact towards outside, but he's still done a hell of a lot, taking one down and softening up Mayern severely, down to just 14 HP, and slowing everything down is the other big thing here. Main Brazil have not made as much forward progress as they were hoping for at this stage. They're actually forced just to kind of retreat and backpedal to lobby, and that means that so much information is given to ENCE. They know what's going on outside. They know they don't have to worry about that as a threat. They can focus up on lobby and on the radio room. Fur and company will line up some smokes for an outside smoke wall again. So maybe that will kind of, maybe not a fake, but it'll kind of force ENCE to respect outside a bit again.
Yeah, this is really cool to do because given how much pressure was already around outside, reasonably speaking, you can expect that ENCE would actually have fallen out of those forward positions. So they're going to be completely blind, you know, in terms of what is actually behind the smoke wall. So really great detail there from the MIBR team as they look to try to finish this round off. There's only 20 seconds to go. They have to force their way forward. Nice entry from KNG. The trades start rolling through, and that's looking pretty good here. They will get that bomb plant. But is there a retake to be had here for ENCE? They look out-positioned here, Dust.
Yeah, it's not looking good at all, is it? Limited resources to work with. They do have the kit onto Alu. Maybe if he can find a kill very quickly, they would consider it, but it's not going to come into fruition. Fallen finds that out right away. Now X7, not much to lose, to be fair. Might as well try to see what you can do with that Eagle, but it's not going to be a whole hell of a lot, is it? Fallen finishing things off. 13-7 for ENCE, and boy, oh boy, for a team that hasn't played Nuke in a long-ass time, they're certainly really doing some great work in ENCE. This map pick, it's backfiring so far, isn't it?
For sure, yeah. I think with MIBR, they got the luxury of starting off on that CT side, and the CT side of Nuke is definitely much easier to prepare for if you play off of the basic protocols. I feel like having a high level is pretty, you know, if you've got some great aimers and some good communication, you establish those basic protocols, you're pretty good to go. The artistry on this map is in the T side. It is, you know, in creating the defaults and setting the expectations and trying to fake out your opponent and trying to use those, you know, advanced tactics to your benefit to create those openings in the defense. That's the trick. And unfortunately, you know, that's actually, you know, that didn't go so well for ENCE. And they've been struggling there all week. Well, I say all week. I mean, we saw one game of Nuke yesterday from them against Gen G, but it was a struggle there too for ENCE on that T side of theirs.
Again, ENCE were a powerhouse on Nuke back in the day with the Lexa B. They snapped Valis's winning streak. They had such a phenomenal record on the map against top teams time and time again, but their map record now is negative on the map, and now they're about to lose to a team perhaps that doesn't even play this map. So this is looking very, very dangerous indeed. They don't have anything to work with in this round, really, except for that AK that X7 has.
Yeah, the crazy thing is, you know, once you see that push, it's like you just know where all the players are, so you can just go anywhere else on the map where they're not. So you can see a very easy response there for MIBR to safely drop down lower. They are getting tagged all over the place though, but they will be fine. And yeah, this is such a great call for MIBR against ENCE specifically in this matchup. Getting that nuke pick going for themselves. And they had that extra data as well. Again, I feel like it can't be stressed enough. You know, in seeing your opponent playing that map just yesterday, that's got to give, you know, let's say in this example, like in the case of MIBR, Zeus, who's the coach, so much to work with in terms of preparation. Whereas again, you know, that's a huge disadvantage for ENCE. They have no idea. There is no data on MIBR at the moment on maps like Nuke and Overpass. 2 of the 3 maps in the series. And ENCE are completely blind as to what to expect.
Yeah. Definitely a good point to be made. It's also a good point to be made that ENCE's CT side yesterday was actually quite fine. It was their CT side that failed them, and today it's both sides not showing up. And it could cause their demise, as Main Brazil just need a couple of more to steal this one away from ENCE. And again, we talked about this earlier before the game even started. Whoever loses this series is hating life. Like, it's not looking good. Both teams are struggling right now. Both teams are exiting tournaments in the group stage left and right. None of these teams have had any success in quite some time. And so they're both in the same camp. They both have no obvious solutions to their problems other than just forcing their way through and hoping that things turn tides. But yeah, so whoever wins this is just kind of surviving, basically. And whoever loses is in the same old boat they've been in for the last 3 to 6 months.
Yeah, and MIBR have, you know, they have the chance to kind of go up the HLTV rankings, whereas this kind of seems like the opposite for ENCE right now. And ENCE are actually the higher ranked team. They are the 11th rated team on HLTV, and MIBR are the 16th. So there's definitely some points to be had here for MIBR and to potentially start climbing again. And here it comes the pressure to the upper bomb site. I love these mollies. It already creates a lot of problems for the site anchor. However, there's no push. Just baiting out that counter utility. You can see a detail here from MIBR.
Yeah. They definitely seem to be orchestrating things quite nicely. They're very neat and tidy with all the ways they're approaching things. Definitely a bit more organized team thus far in this game. Great pick to get early on to get that quick 5-on-4. Now they'll just waltz into a free upper bomb site save for Sergey, who's standing firm for one, but that's not going to be enough as this bomb does make its way in. Alu does get a parting shot there on his way out of heaven, and now X7 on the flank through lobby actually makes this interesting all of a sudden. It's back into a 2v2, back to a winnable scenario. Time running low.
Yeah, that was a great kill. That really does change things. And they will make their final push here to try to save the round, and it's going to work out. Alu picks it up as the trio of kills, and that looked so good for MIBR. Again, Dustin, we're talking about that approach from MIBR being solid. At the 30-40 second mark, when they decided to actually finalize their push to the upper bomb site, where there was 4 CTs left, the CTs had 0 grenades. They actually had 0 counter grenades. If not for the fact that there was a couple MIBR players that got surprised at the end, that would have been an MIBR round. And
yeah, it looked good through and through. They had the 5-on-4. They traded Sergey 1-for-1 in upper, so I mean, that's ideal. I mean, that's about as good as it gets. And then, yeah, it's just kind of a couple of crazy peaks from Alu in particular. Yeah, the flank from X7 through lobby that came faster maybe than they expected. Really just came back to haunt them.
It's like if you're talking to MIBR, you can just say like, "Hey guys, like you own that. Like if you run that round again, it's probably going to work out for you guys." I feel like they created so many good spots for themselves.
They just didn't have like the smoke for Mini and a couple of other little things. A couple of small details weren't there, but still certainly they had a great chance to win. That just didn't quite happen for them.
They will slow things down a lot now. Just waiting to dish out those smokes outside, and they've had no presence there, so the CTs could really be playing any sort of a setup.
Right.
We saw that Sunny ran very quickly across to the secret stairs position, and you got to have the mollies for that. So, I mean, that position is to kind of counter if the T's throw the deep stairs molly. You'll be safe in Sunny's position and perhaps not checked for, and you can get a massive, massive multi-kill from that position. So Sunny is very dangerous if MIBR do continue to press outside, but it looks like they are working ramp now. What a pick from Taco. He knows those positions so well as he anchors that on the CT side, and that really pays off, that extra knowledge.
Absolutely. ENCE fighting against the set that they have not won any rounds in a row this half thus far. Now they have to do way more than that just to try to survive the map, but it's starting to pile on as Fur finds Sunny between the eyes there to get this into a 5 versus 3. Taco may be low on health, but Made in Brazil still packing a wallop right now with all their players still standing and so much map underneath their control, and it might even get worse with this. No, Alu able to at least get one back, but still so many more tasks they must complete to get back into the round. Ariel able to upgrade his weapon here, but upper bomb site has been taken. Bomb is going to get planted. He's trying to spam through, but it's not going to land the mark. Now they have to retake 2v3.
Sergey looking to come up the vent and trying to find if there is a possible timing that he can work with his teammate, but it doesn't really look like there is anything that they want to entertain here. They both will back away and save the guns instead. And it's such a desperate situation. Again, Dust, it's such a harsh reality, as you were describing. The fact that they have not won any rounds in a row except for the first couple rounds that they won were in a row, and then that was it. Since then, pretty much, it's been a struggle.
The 2 rounds they won to get them to 5-2 are the only 2 rounds they've won in a row this entire game. So yeah, the 5 rounds on an island is not a good look if you're ENCE on your map pick. And stress that, a map that Made in Brazil has not played in ages. It's looking really grim. And now they have to win 7 in a row just to force an overtime.
Oh, man.
And they have to do it with slim pickings. They have to do more with less than. This is not good.
Yeah, you got to feel for them. We'll see if they can muster anything, any second wins.
On the flip side, look at the frag distribution for Made in Brazil, man. They are all just clicking.
Yeah, they're looking great.
Everything's going according to plan.
I'll go with in a forward position behind the smoke in the trophy room, looking for any aggression there from the CTs. Nothing to be found just yet, as Ali also keeps tabs on the outside. A slower round again from MIBR, who are looking to, I'm sure, get those smokes down outside eventually. But you want to feel it out sometimes. See what the CTs are up to, if they're up to any aggressions first. Get some information. Now the smokes come down. Sunny wanting to delay things with the incendiary, and that will allow him to now rotate and have time if they do go quickly, but they're not going too fast. Ali will spot one more outside.
Good kill from X7, though, to at least alleviate the pressure that Taco was applying over towards ramp. That helps free up a little bit of bandwidth here for ENCE as Alu continues to try to thwart any type of outside pressure. In the meantime, Sunny, feeling the presence of a player here in the back halls, will drop a smoke and delay that route as well for Made in Brazil. So Made in Brazil's options are starting to be limited. At the very least, it's slowing them down. They still do have the superior firepower, and even though they're a man down, there's some low health players out there for Made in Brazil that are quite vulnerable. As we do see the pinch perhaps taking place towards upper, KNG coming from Hut, the rest looking to maybe come in through Heaven or through Mini. Or maybe they even still go lower, who knows? There's so many options still left for Made in Brazil, but time is running low, they need to pick one now.
Oh god, it's getting so close. I don't know if there will be time here. They're against the clock more so than they're against ENCE at this point. The kills will start to come through there for ENCE as they start to desperately push. Very key position here for Sergej, unable to stop the plant from happening though, and he'll be taken down as the rotation's caught by Fallen. Great spray, and that is going to be the round, the first map going towards MIBR with the surprise pick of Nuke. It works out better than I think anybody could have expected.
Absolutely fantastic stuff coming out from Made in Brazil. They definitely looked like a well-oiled machine throughout the entire game. I mean, even the rounds that they lost, they had ways to win. It just was like unfortunate timings or just happened to miss a trade. It wasn't like big mistakes or lack of knowledge or, you know, just misplaying things. It was more just sometimes you lose your duels, right? So definitely a big performance from Made in Brazil. They steal away Nuke again, a map they don't play again, like we keep stressing that, but it is really important to consider. And that's definitely really scary for ENCE because Train's coming up next, and if Train has not been kind to ENCE lately. We'll talk about that a bit later, but first we'll have to take a break. So stay tuned, folks. We'll be back with the rest of this series in just a bit.
You think I'll beg for mercy? Fall to my knees to be your girl.
DreamHack has been a safe place for me to be who I am.
Nerdy, geeky, whatever. No one judges you.
You don't have to hide who you are here, you are you.
All the ones that I can truly be myself around, I've met them here.
We are a bunch of different people from different backgrounds.
I wouldn't call them all friends, I'd call some of them family.
Because we build this together, we become like a family.
Det finns inte direkt någon mål på en DreamHack. Det är bara lag. Det finns bara lag.
He wasn't the classic nerdy computer kid in school. He was one of the ones to get a girlfriend first and a very social person.
Typical for Finn is that he is very determined.
Ist egal, ob es jetzt beim Kartentennis spielen ist oder beim Tischtennis oder beim Computer, er gibt nicht auf.
What he really wants is win a major. It's his dream, and therefore it's also my dream for him to get that.
line, there's no cuts allowed. I can't wait to start hyping up the crowd as I knife through the maze, heading right to the stage. I'ma serve up the mic like a rice bolognese. Smoking hot like molten rock. Ropes are broken off when I blow the spot like soda pop. Once I've been shaking, I'm the man if I can't be so brazen. Steep in the technique I propel, so the people jump up from the seats and the spell and amazing rapport. Anybody can safely afford in the fee that you pay at the door. My rhythm rolls till it overflows, and I get so funky you can hold your nose. So if you wanna come see me rip it again, you better come now or you won't get in. It's jam packed. We're gonna light the fuse. Stand back. We ain't trying to lose. Stand back. We're gonna light the fuse. Stand back. We ain't trying to lose. Break it down. Woo. Give me the match. 4, 3, 2, 1. We gonna light the fuse. We ain't trying to lose. We gonna light the fuse. Come on, we ain't trying to lose. We gonna light the fuse. We ain't trying to lose. We gonna light the fuse. Pulling out all of the stops. You'll be broad when you watch. We'll be rocking for y'all till they're calling the cops. Cause we pack 'em in. Let my rap begin. Then I move like a fuse when it's crackling. No eagle trip or loaded clip. No keys to flip or bones to pick. Undefiled and it's fresh cause it gets volatile with finesse. Hip hop style is best. When I go up to my act, play shakes till the roof is cracked. Make the DJ booth collapse. So when I'm done, get moving fast. Front to back, inside to side, it's wall to wall and it's happening live. But man, I ain't tripping if you should leave. I understand if you need a little room to breathe. It's jam packed. We're gonna light the fuse. Stand back. We ain't trying to lose. Stand back. We're gonna light the fuse. Stand back. We ain't trying to lose. One more time, break it down now. Woo. Give me the mats. Countdown. 4, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna light the fuse. We ain't trying to lose. We're gonna light the fuse. Come on, we ain't trying to lose. We're gonna light the fuse. Come on, we ain't trying to lose. We're gonna light the fuse.
What is up, Counter-Strike fans? It is time to find out whether MIBR are going to 2-0 this, because they're looking damn good right now. Dust and ENCE, they leave a lot to be desired on the first map on Nuke. As we set it up, as you set it up, everyone's setting it up. They were fantastic on Nuke once upon a time, but that time is no longer. Train, it's a different story. They used to have a great train, but what do they have now? There's problems all over the place.
Ain't much, I'll tell you that. I mean, they're 3-6 on train since they got Sunny on the team. They have lost their last 4 games in a row, and of the 3 wins they do have on the map, let me run you by some of these teams that they've beat, and you tell me what you think. Vici Gaming. Vici Gaming again. E United.
Gotcha.
That's it.
Okay. All right.
How's that resume?
Well, it definitely doesn't tell us much. So that's
not been good. Train has not been condensed lately. I guess not a lot of things have been condensed lately, to be fair, but that is definitely a map that has been a real kind of Achilles heel of this team since they've moved on with Sunny. For Made Brazil, it's hard to read their train. They did have a win over NIP in the Blast Premier just recently, but they've also had a couple of losses to teams that maybe you think they should be able to beat if they're so good on train. Historically, it's been a map they've been comfortable with, so we can say that at the very least. Occasionally even pulling off upsets against teams that they're punching above their weight to beat them.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's hard to say. Hi there. Oh, okay.
Everything is kind of to question for both teams. And
yes.
Again, it's just, I love the how comparable these two teams are. I think everyone has already mentioned it so many times. This matchup's so interesting in that sense. And the fact that if we look at MIBR and we think about Fallen and what he was able to accomplish on train when they were at their height, when we saw the best performances out of the Brazilian core. They were monstrous on train. They had an insane record. I think they were pushing almost 20 straight LAN victories at one point on train. It was such a standout map for Fallen. Playing that AWP around the green train around Ivy with a rifle support like Cold, it was just phenomenal.
And I can also tell you, Dan, that I mean, unless they've changed something, but at Blast, Fallen was their primary operator on train. He had taken it over for KNG. So that is a conscious change that they have made coming forward with this lineup with Mayern and kind of after the end of the 2019 break and jumping into 2020, they try to get Fallen back on the AWP as their primary opera for Train. But I will also say that they are one of the teams that will relentlessly run double op setups on both sides of the map. So you definitely still could see a lot of KNG taking a sniper on this map. It's just he probably won't be doing it by himself. If he has one, Fallen probably has one too. So that's definitely something that we'll have to keep an eye on, as I believe they'll be starting on the T side. And so what you'll be seeing is KNG just kind of a floating rifler. Like he can kind of just be all over the place, usually looking to be aggressive and trade frag off the back of Fur. Mayern taking over that Ivy position. Taco obviously being the inner halls guy. So they definitely have, like we saw in Nuke, a good structure and a good plan ahead of them. Will it be enough, though, to get the 2-0 as we are now heading on to Train? Who's going home? Is it ENCE? It could be if they can't win this map. In fact, it definitely will be if they don't win this map. There's no could about it.
Brazilians to start things off on the T side. Lots of utility in the hands of Fallen and Taco. Looking towards that ladder and in a position at the moment. Looking to see if there's any shenanigans afoot from the ENCE side, but there is none. ENCE are playing a really safe setup. Actually, it's an A retake setup. They want to put more of the defensive forces towards B to begin with, and that's a pretty good read because, as you know, we can see that there's a couple lurkers towards that Ivy position, but the main brunt of the attack, the main attack is coming through to that B bomb site, and Ali's going to spot the initial dart across there. Sergey is going to take Mayern's head off, and you know what? MIBR call the abort. They're going to wrap it back around towards the ladder room, combine with the Ivy players to snap onto that A-bomb site.
What are they going to be able to find, though, is the real question. X7 and company are still here left to defend this site, and they're getting a rotation out as well to the back halls. KNG, though, so far able to deal with that rotation through the back side. Alu and Sunny now chiming in, putting a stop to this round very quickly. A very dominant performance here from the Finns on the pistol. Not a good look from Made in Brazil on that pistol, but it is still obviously way too early to say anything. But at least if you're ENCE, maybe that helps you a little bit, right? I mean, you obviously just lost your map pick in the previous. Things were looking quite rough. To be able to start strong on Train would be the world to them, I think.
Oh, for sure. And what's really depressing for MIBR in that round is that they didn't get the bomb down. They would have loved to get that bomb down, just get that extra money. Even if they don't decide to commit to a full buy in this round, they could get like a hero rifle or maybe just a deagle or two just to keep that pressure up. But with no bomb plant, they just have to go for that full save.
Rock out with the Glocks out, Dan.
Indeed. Well, they got the P250. So they got $300 of investment in this round. So one kill is job done, really. Getting a bomb down is with no utility is probably impossible. Unless they go for that B rush and kill Sergey instantly, they're not getting the bomb down on B either. So the kill is really the most likely thing that they can accomplish. So that's their success criteria here.
Yeah, I might even be kind of using this to just talk a little bit more, right? I mean, they're just kind of staying back, staying passive, just maybe using this as like a Suedo timeout even, rather than rushing and getting it over with all the Glocks that will probably just get decimated.
Yeah,
they want
those
ice in the kicker, maybe even, so to speak, against ENCE.
Yeah, a favorite phrase of De Beers. He's always talking about ice in the kicker.
Yeah,
that's where I know that phrase from.
We are in Anaheim after all, so might as well make an American football reference.
Nice. And you know, they've also served to diminish the utility of the ENCE side, so not enough it would seem as there's a big nade coming in. Some damage being done. There's that one kill, and a bomb goes down as well, so that is a huge bonus. They might even be able to get another kill. Oh, and they're getting dinked. Just a Glock though, they don't have that much firepower, so ENCE can just walk forward. KNG with that P250 eventually goes down, so there you go.
I mean, they got more than they should have gotten out of this, to be fair. Even with the team kill involved in that, I should add.
Yeah, it's really, really nice to see.
Oh, man.
For MIBR, they are going to be happy.
Yes. They could go straight to double op if they want to, which I wouldn't be surprised, but no, KNG will get the SG instead. No op for either body. They just want to get the utility and make sure they have head armor.
I like this a lot because I think that, especially on the T side, you're investing a lot in getting a pick in the early to mid rounds with the orbs, and if the other team plays just a passive setup, you can find yourself in this late round scenario, which is very awkward. So I like that they're going for a more dynamic setup here with the rifles, and you can see that ENCE themselves going to a pretty invested forward setup here, taking over ladder, got a player on E-box as well. They're well geared up to receive any outside aggression.
Yeah, very default setup for Made in Brazil. Again, Mayern, the Ivy player, Taco, the Inner Halls player. You'll see that time and time again. KNG and Fur will kind of fluctuate in what they do. In Blast, Made in Brazil were favoring either triple Ivy setups, inner executes, or like slow pick plays with double op. None of those things are actually happening this round, though. They're just playing a little bit more of a standard kind of approach, just slowing things down, biding their time, still plenty of utility, and plenty of clock to burn.
I like the lurk smoke from Taco. That actually does invest one player deeper onto the B-bomb site, and they also get a second rotation into B. Just throwing that one lurk smoke really creates a lot of questions, and then don't really know what's going on right now. And here we go. Now the push starts to come through. The smoke, actually not quite deep enough. That's supposed to be a bit deeper, so that's quite awkward for MIBR right now. They've got two players around Ivy. They can't connect to the ladder players. They're really out of sync at the moment, and they're going to have to spend more time rotating. So this is going to be a really late bomb site hit.
Yeah, they almost ran out of clock before as well, so they need to be very careful about this. That is one of the pitfalls of playing the slower style. If you're not finding picks early or getting like an early advantage, it causes you to get bogged down to a 5-on-5 where everything kind of at a standstill. No one's really moved very much. But they do get that kill onto ladder room thanks to Taco coming over from the inner hall, so now they can start swinging into this outer bomb site, using the utility to keep pushing forward and more forward. KNG also finding a kill, and they might just get this bomb plant in time. Indeed, they should. There it is.
And there it is. ENCE have been jockeyed out of position as well, so they can't really do anything for a retake. So nicely done. I have to say, I think Taco is a really awesome player to watch, actually. He's one of those players that I think flies under some people's radars in terms of the smart stuff that he does. He does a lot of really smart stuff. We saw in this round in particular. He's the guy that gets that lurk smoke out there, and then he has that tricky situation where he throws down that nade around ladder to basically fake out the player that he knows he has a 1v1 with. And so that guy's like, this nade is bouncing. Do I look away? Do I keep looking into the nade? I don't know. Taco dropped with the perfect timing. He knew how to play that and just completely crushed that 1v1. And getting ladder control like that was
typical.
what killed the rounds.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's so hard to get nowadays with Ts, because you're either having to spin like 2 Molotovs to clear someone out, or you have to get really lucky with the pop flash, which usually they can hear you pull the pin in timeout. And yeah, it can be really difficult to control ladder as a T nowadays. It's been that way for a while, to be fair, but they do get it thanks to Taco, and that definitely was the turning point in the round. I think you're spot on with that. But now double op's actually in play for ENCE. It's going to be Alu and X7 taking up the snipers. Both of them towards outside for the moment.
Scary stuff for ENCE right now. The double orbs, they've got no money. If they lose this round, the rounds in the future will look quite different, because they're going to be broke. And then MIBR will start building up their own bank and becoming more and more dangerous as time goes on. Yeah. Smoke once again, pretty much the same spot as before, so that's deliberate.
Pretty much the same opening as well from last round. So you're seeing Made in Brazil really settle into the game with their default. Just kind of really going to the bread and butter, same positions as they've seen time and time again on Train throughout Blast Premier and throughout so far these few rounds. Nothing too crazy, just playing the clock, waiting to see if anyone's going to push, which there is a big aggression right now in T-Com between Aerial and Sunny, and that could be a trap that could spring any moment now. It could be a big problem for Made in Brazil if they're not careful. Especially, again, the clock is also their enemy.
Oh, X7 heard that flashbang connect with the player, so he knows someone's pushing at the same time. And so he'll reposition to the back line. KNG, though, he has the position first, and he delivers a deadly headshot to X7. And that's going to start the round off here now for MIBR, as Alu has to call question of everything around this position. Coming in from CT, doesn't know where KNG is. Although KNG will have his back to Alu. Not expecting that rotation. And now the bomb comes through to B. Sergey with it all to do, but the flashbang has him absolutely dead to rights. As Alu now, it all rests on him. Another great flashbang. Time and again, MIBR gaining advantage with their utility usage and their timing as a team. But Alu keeps it going.
Aerial coming in now with the UMP, trying to see if they can make this retake work, but Mayern has other things to say about it as he finds Alu leaving Aerial all by his lonesome. He has upgraded to an AK-47, but there's just way too many things to worry about at once, and Made in Brazil do find a second round there. And again, this is a variation off of something we saw them do quite a lot at Blast. What they've done is, with Fallen kind of taking over primary opping duties, they've relied more and more on KNG rifling, and what they're using him a lot for nowadays is pairing him up with someone at Ivy and using him to create pressure. And this is a multi-pronged two-pronged approach because it's either going to lead to an outer split or you're going to lead to some type of inner pinch. And they do favor these inner pinches quite a lot from what I saw at Blast. And so that's just KNG being used in a different way. And he's been very effective throughout this game thus far, running those types of options.
And it's cool to see that you know, as part of that default, as you're highlighting, the choice to use the lurk smoke Ivy, because it does create the situation where if a team puts the smoke on the left or the right, which is normal, that still allows the CTs to actually look into Ivy if they want, or to throw a deep counter smoke if they want. But the smoke that's being thrown by MIBR just creates so many questions because you don't know what's behind it. So yeah, really loving what they're doing so far. It seems to be working out quite well.
Inner set piece here from Made in Brazil. Plenty of utility to work with to get their way in. Just the one player up close to deal with, and he's been blinded out and taken care of with ease. Still is a 1 CT left here in the site that they'll have to clear out. They've already caught Aerial on the backstab. And everything's going swimmingly for Made in Brazil. A very efficient anti-eco, that has to be said. Even trying to farm some cash with this SMG from Fur. He's already gotten 2 kills with the MAC-10, so it's more than paid for itself already. Trying to see if he can't get a bit more. Instead, it'll be KNG who does it. So there you have it. Made in Brazil taking a little bit of a lead here early on Train. The economy for the CT side is in a dire place, too, because they can buy here, but they're kind of in that weird buy-save rotation if they keep losing rounds. So it's really playing into Made in Brazil's hands.
And one thing about these two teams when we kind of put them in this matchup against each other is that it seems like MIBR have a way better grasp of how to make their own T side click.
Yeah.
The work that they've been doing is very apparent, but hold that thought for a moment. The flashbangs come through to get themselves towards E-Box. KNG gets the initial trade. They're out there looking to frag, but it is ENCE holding things down for the time being. Fallen has to save it. He's the only person with health or position at this point, and he is now the only man standing against 4. The in-game leader looking to lead by example, as all eyes are on him, as everybody waits, staring at the death cam. Fallen is the one who still is out there trying to do some damage to the economy events. That's really like a kill or 2 is perhaps his best case that he can hope for. Let's see if they give him any edges. Absolutely not. Ali holds the angle, and ENCE pick up another round. So that quick aggressive play didn't work out for MIBR, but we've been seeing their success from the slow defaults. So
yeah, I mean, you can't blame them, right? You want to change things up. You want to try to change the pace and catch your opponent off guard. Also, they probably thought that the CTs wouldn't have that much utility. It's a little bit easier to do fast outer plays when you don't have to worry about some of the incendiaries and smokes in your face. It just didn't quite work out there. And so ENCE are going to be able to tie things right back up after losing the previous 3 rounds in a row. And a couple of those rounds, we saw Made in Brazil survive with 5 or 4 players, so definitely building up their economy. Still have all the SGs that they could want. Finally, Fallen will get a crack at the AWP. They'll take a timeout as well to discuss how they want to work things. I imagine they'll probably play default once more, triple Ivy, to give Fallen a chance to flex this op a bit.
One thing I really like about teams that don't just immediately bring the AWP out, even if they have great AWPers, is because it creates a lot more guesses. It also shows that that team is prepared to play with no AWPs, and they know how to do that. They know how to play low econ, they know how to play higher econ rifles with 1 AWP, with 2 AWPs. And when that first AWP appears, you don't know when that's going to be. It's probably going to catch you out. And that's kind of the point of it, I think, in many cases. And 7 goes really aggressive. He's been absolutely murdered by Mayan.
That seemed really ill-advised, Dan.
Oh my god.
I don't know about all that. I'm not sure about that one.
Well, this is the wrong round, I think, for that play to be called. That's unfortunate. I
can't believe he committed even through the fire. Like, I mean, that was...
This is what we call a build order loss, if we're talking about, StarCraft terms.
Yeah, again, and Made in Brazil love triple Ivy. If ENCE did their demo watching from Blast, they would have realized that Made in Brazil favor triple Ivy as their favorite way to open rounds. And so if you're going to try to run an Ivy aggression into a triple Ivy heavy team, and you're doing it through fire...
Yeah. You've kind of missed. Yeah, you haven't thought it through entirely. Yeah,
that's, I think a build order loss is the fair one. If you're a StarCraft fan, you would get that.
Yeah.
Or you lose the game rock paper scissors, right? I mean, it's really the other simple way to look at it.
It's definitely not a good look for ENCE. Again,
I don't mind it, like in the sense that if you're a CT team, you want to throw in things like that every now and then, but it just seemed like the wrong time. But we have the gift of hindsight, obviously.
Yeah, and it's also the fact that MIBR are building a lot of their rounds out of their Ivy default, that it makes a lot of sense that ENCE would want to try to assert some control there to basically disrupt the flow of the default for MIBR. You have to disrupt the other team and what their game plan is at the top level. That's something you just have to be able to do. And obviously that wasn't maybe the way to do it. But
maybe just go for something else, right? Maybe control ladder, right? They even had a T-com push that was pretty nice. It just didn't come into play, but they at least showed they could take that territory. So I think that those are better options, but...
And once again, it's the case that ENCE are doomed. They can't win consecutive rounds.
Yep.
And so here's the run boost, a very classic run boost.
Triple Ivy again. Fur and Taco usually the ones that are holding the other positions. It's usually Fallen, KNG, and Taco playing this, or Mayern, excuse me.
And there's the punish peek from Fallen. Gets it. Oh man, gets Ariel all the way towards ladder room. Great stuff from Fallen. That is what he does. Battle Sniper, quick reactions, close range. Shotgun over the AWP. Mayern will keep him safe for now. They'll see the rest of the players of MIBR. They know what's going on, but they are unable to stop the movement of these Brazilians. They take this A-bomb site by force, and there's nothing to stop it at this point. Sergey with a deagle against 3. And he is not looking to be in any workable positions here with that deagle, unfortunately. This is perhaps one of the hardest sites in the game to retake. And it's not looking great for Sergey. He might want to actually try to save what he has.
Yeah, has armor and a deagle. Could be of value for sure, because he can somehow find a way to get one of these 2 guns that have fallen off, but I don't think he's going to get anywhere near that. So Made in Brazil off to a roaring start. This will be their 5th round in the last 6 played. Just a 2-0 start from ENCE, and since then it's been a rough one. See some Brazilian fans out there. I'm sure they're pretty excited about how things are going so far with Made in Brazil a map up and starting to build a pretty nice lead here on their T-side train.
Oh, for sure. And this is the mode you want to see Fallen in, playing close range with the AWP. That's one of the reasons why you want him to be the dedicated AWPer on this map. There is no map that better accentuates and complements Fallen's strengths than Train.
I'll always remember like him back in the day when like they were a powerhouse on Train and they had like one of the biggest map streaks in CSGO history on Train. I think they were like somewhere between like 18 and 20 games in a row on Train. I think that was something like 2016 time period. And I feel like what Fallen was always so famous for was playing the Ivy position with the AWP and just being able to battle out anybody who would push Ivy or push Olaf or whatever. He was just, like you said, that battle sniper up close range, able to just dispatch of people. And I think he always had that uncanny characteristic of being able to get 2 or more kills in positions where he should be one and done or nothing at all. He's very, very good at that. And so to see him with the op in his hands again and feeling it is like it brings back memories. And hopefully it's a sign that this is a tactical adjustment that will help propel Made in Brazil forward again.
Well, he's got to keep things going. It's just 5-3 at the moment. And ENCE are back in with the buy. Alu has an AWP. And at this point, they know what MIBR are doing. I think they understand about this 3-man default through Ivy. They get it at this point, I think. It's fair to say.
Right.
But they have to find a solution that works effectively, and that's the problem. Oh, there's a quick spot with the flashbang. They see Taco's there, but just seeing Taco there does show them, okay, they're running the default. They get it.
I mean, here's the thing, like Triple Ivy is not some innovative new thing that no one else is doing. It's just that Made in Brazil do it at a higher frequency than probably anyone else currently. And
for sure,
it sets them up for things later on down the road. It sets them up for whenever they keep doing this, now they can just run you a heavy inner execute that you're not really prepared for because you're so having to worry about the Ivy pressure and worried about the, obvious peaks from T-connector and then worrying about them maybe taking control of ladder as well. So it kind of is multi-purpose. It's served by Made in Brazil doing that so often. And again, they'll leave KNG. It's worth noting that Mayern's the default Ivy player, but when they run this play, they always put KNG there because they want an entry force that can play back halls and towards Ivy, especially if they decide to divert back to outer.
Counter utility being used here by ENCE. They seem to have a read after this B play. It's a pretty good setup. They got a committed player on the bomb site. That is going to be Sunny by the coils, by the cogs. He's going to have to do a lot here. Sergey there with assistance. Great damage from the M4. He's still alive and kicking, as is Sunny. He will get traded eventually, but he's done his job. Just 2 players left. They have to force the bomb plant. Sergey, does he go forwards? He's going to wait for his teammates. That bomb's been planted. Taco, 1 versus 3 on his hands. It's going to be a very tough situation to try to recover from. They know exactly where he is. There's only one way out of this situation, and it's headshots. Taco can't get the first one, and that will be the round for ENCE. Much needed round picked up. Great read on the round as well.
Yep.
As you say, that default is going to either be inner or a set piece from Ladder and Team Mains, and they guessed correctly with their setup.
I think here's the one thing I will say. Like, this is probably the third or fourth time this half that MIBR Brazil have come down to the wire on the clock. And the last couple of times that they weren't punished for it. They were able to get the kill they needed at the last second, like Taco getting the ladder room control like several rounds ago that they needed right at the last second to get outer open and be able to get the plant and get the round. But that round, it showed you the opposite side of the coin of that scenario where if one little thing goes wrong, all of a sudden you either don't get the plant at all or you give up so much to get it. And it wound up really being their burden in that round.
Rinse and repeat. The Ivy defaults continue. And ENCE, you know, they got burned badly by going for the two-man push, so they're just letting it happen. But there's been a cadence to this. Around the 1 minute mark, we'll see that MIBR will have their players back around the halls, ready to either go inner for the B attack or set up that A push. Will there be a deviation now? This would be a great moment to deviate your default and maybe actually commit 3 players through Ivy.
Yeah.
This would be a good spot to do something like that because they've committed ENCE or conditioned ENCE to understand their timings now. But instead, they will go back at this more or less the same timings.
Yep.
Slightly slower than average, but this is the rotation we've been seeing.
Yeah. Again, when I've watched them play train with Mayern, they ran this like 75% of the time. I know that's an arbitrary number, but it's just kind of a rough estimate. And then other than that, it was like double op slow play, which they haven't had a second out up yet. So they're just kind of keeping up with their normal pattern. And this time, again, it'll lead their way to the inner bomb site. Again, they've left KNG as the Alu player, but he's actually shuffling back over pretty quickly to T-Con. So he wants to help this attack rather than backstab. Taco leading the charge here up the sidewalk, pushing really close to Z before finally getting caught by Sunny. Bomb doesn't get planted, but Sunny just biding his time, playing very patiently. Really good trigger discipline to wait this all out. He's just not done yet, Dan. He's continuing to dispatch of players on Made in Brazil. He's won this round almost single-handedly.
Yeah, Sunny played this so well. That setup was really cool because you could see the way that it was designed. It was actually to punish the players who run sidewalk, to get overcommitted, because you get to a certain point, you haven't seen anyone, and now you're exposed to 3 people at once. That's kind of the point of that, because typically when the teams will do a fast play, they will try to send 2 players very quickly up this sidewalk to try to get control of connector immediately. But you can see that the players on site, Sunny, didn't reveal themselves, and that was the masterstroke for sure. Great play from him, and it's tied it up 5-5.
Yeah. Finally, some rounds in a row for ENCE.
Do MIBR, do they respond by changing things up here?
I'm not sure. I don't think they've really hit that point yet where they're probably too concerned or too worried about making big adjustments. I think they just want to tidy up, maybe get a bit faster, maybe use their utility a bit better, and just be a bit more cautious when they clear certain angles.
Well, the opening is different here. No Ivy default again. We just get 1 man there to thread the lurk smoke, I imagine.
Yeah, they just get to this earlier, right? Instead of doing it 45 seconds off on the clock, they're doing it right away. But it's still KNG being the guy at Ivy instead of Mayern.
Here we go, faster play. Only 1 man playing B, but he's very far back. It's Sergey. He will not be able to stop the bomb plant. Spoilers. He'll be able to take position around Oil to try to protect some position in this yard, but you can see that Fur's already up there underneath connector, and it's been smoked off. That means Sergey has a lot to do here. He'll get traded out by Fur, and that might be it. That might be game over. Yep. They can't get back into the bomb site.
This is like the dream scenario on Inner Execute. Is Fur getting this deep towards Z, but while the bomb gets planted, getting so much space denied to ENCE. Now they have no footing to go for this retake as quickly as they would like to, but they still find a way to break through anyhow. Aerial doubles up right there. Mayern able to respond and keep it even at a 3-on-3, but ENCE still do have the health advantage as they start pressing their way forward. They also might be able to use their utility to their advantage in the kit. 7 is able to find Taco Sunny onto Mayern, and there you have it. ENCE actually still pulled that off despite the fact that Made in Brazil looked comfortable throughout that whole process. I mean, they got so much room. They got the bomb down quickly. Man, that seems so ideal for them.
If they got 1 kill in MIBR and just get X7 to come off the bomb once, I think the round is over because the bomb was really far ticked. Basically, everything had to go right, and everything did go right. If one thing goes wrong, I don't think they win that round. So amazing retake. This is phenomenal. This quick flashbang out there. What a double from Aerial. That is clutch. Very clutch stuff there from him. And that was the play that made it work. That broke them into the bomb site in a timely enough manner for it to still be difficult, but they still put it off. That is a huge round to win, and I got to say, you know, Dust, that's got to be a round that gives them a lot of confidence.
Yeah, 3 rounds in a row now for ENCE, by the way. This is the most rounds they've run in a row since, like, round 8 of the first half of Nuke or something like that. Like, it's I
think it's the first time they've won more than 2 in a row.
In this whole series, you might be right. Yeah, I think you are right.
So that's pretty good. But the bomb is going down pretty much every round. And it's because of the defaults, the way that MIBR are defaulting, they're getting so many bomb plants. But we'll see now if it's going to be a change of pace for MIBR, if they have anything else up their sleeves to throw ENCE off again, or try to do so at least. That last round should have been MIBR's for sure.
Yeah, that actually surprises me they did not convert that, especially with first positioning. Seemed like that was destined to be a Made in Brazil round, but ENCE, to their credit, found a way to win. Now we see the inners spill out here again. Sergey having an easy time there with the M4, collecting a couple of kills, but this bomb is actually still going to get planted when it's all said and done. So main goal accomplished. And they won't get much else, but still, that's what they wanted more than anything.
And the decision not to get that second AWP. Wanting to keep the creeks. Wanting to run the solo AWP. All right, so ENCE, you know, they've definitely recovered here. This is great. You know, you'll feel really good about a CT side if you get 10 rounds, I think. So I don't know if they'll be able to get that 10 on the board, but at this point, they're going to have a lot of comfort, I think. And it feels like the game's wide open now. Whereas before, I was getting a little bit worried for ENCE. As MIBR, they were running that default, was just, it felt like there was no answer to it initially. Fallen posting up here, so they are again, you know, deviating out of that default we were seeing with all those players on Ivy. They've mixed things up. They wanted to have Fallen in different positions at the beginning of the rounds. Now that he has an AWP,
yeah, it makes sense to make him be more dynamic, let him move around a bit, see if he can't find some picks, slow things down. And they'll still have KNG and Marin working Ivy though, so it's still a little bit more of a heavy lean towards Ivy for a default, but not quite the triple. Again, Made in Brazil, outside of that one fast outer play, they have been very, very slow and methodical with how they've approached each and every round, which is kind of classic Fallen CS, to be fair. Like, that's kind of a throwback, and I feel like for a while they've been a bit lost strategically, so it's nice to see them get a little bit more of a foundation, and that's a great little double drop down on ladder room to take out Aerial. It's so hard to pull that off, to be fair, and they actually do so about the best you could hope for.
And Alu's having to make a risky play here. He's going to have to push around Olofmeister by himself, scoped in. He knows there are players close enough. He cannot unscope at this point. He's got to stay scoped in. He's got to guess correctly. And here he goes. Oh, he just sees a little bit of us. But can he find the frag? He's holding the corner here. I don't know if his barrel will show. He's going to hear Mayan running around as well. He's pulled out his deagle. Again, he doesn't want to scope as he'll give away a sound cue. And at this point, it's very important to have that surprise, the element of surprise. And he certainly will do. Ali's about to catch Mayan, I think. And indeed, he gets the headshot onto Mayan, and Sunny indeed also gets himself a frag, so it's getting desperate now for the Brazilians.
And indeed it is. Just these aggressive positionings are really hard, and now there's no time to plant this bomb, you had to imagine. He's going to try, but no, Sergey is wise to the timing, able to get that kill. And that was just a case of ENCE getting assertive in a couple different positions all at once, and every single aggression worked out. Alu gets his kill, pressed up close T-Con. He also got the info about that push out. For a teammate to get to collect the kill onto Fur, I believe that was, that went down. And then they also had that guy up close on Ivy that didn't get checked. So just a couple of miscues, I guess you say, from Made in Brazil on some of the angles they were trying to clear. It winds up being very costly. And now they have to work with very little in this one. Save it for last.
Well, great pick from KNG, goes straight out there to kill the player crossing to ladder room and create some attention towards that A bomb side as they move into the B bomb side instead, but Sergey's there ready and waiting with the Krieg. The spray is going to land his mark, and doesn't really seem like there's too much left to do here, and indeed, ENCE will close down another round, looking at a 9-5 scoreline. A great recovery for ENCE. Struggle bus is where they spent most of their time this series, but they finally gotten off the struggle bus, and they're having some success.
Final round in play. Falling back on AWP. AK this time for KNG. No SG. And he is going to very quickly hop out into Olaf, trying to run down, but Alu was waiting for that play. Actually does tag him, tries to finish it off with the nade. It misses, but he gets the op shot. as a parting gift. But a couple of kills coming from Brazil in the process, and they actually have a pretty big advantage because of it.
Oh my god, he
That's
gets a
so
headshot.
crazy.
That doesn't make any sense, to be honest. I think that's a crime. Put that man in prison. And now it's just Sergey left. What is going on in this round is it pushes all over the place. Oh my god. Sergey with that Krieg. It's a very powerful weapon, especially at these ranges. It's going to have to be... Never mind. Never mind.
Not much to be said there, is it? A great little comeback, though, from ENCE to actually take the lead after a slow start. We'll see if they can continue on and try to force a map 3 after this break. Stay tuned.
We are back, and maybe, just maybe, ENCE is back too. They managed to scrape together 9 rounds, and they got consecutive rounds. You know what? Everything looks different for ENCE. For MIBR, we're moving on to that CT side, and the way they've been playing so far, I am very suspect of Fallen just killing everyone.
Yeah, ENCE has still some work to do to try to get this into a third map. At least they do have the edge coming into the second half thanks to a nice little comeback there in the first half on their CT side. And they've done a lot of damage already early into this one. A couple of players are very, very low on health right now, and they're starting to get those entries they need over towards the center bomb site, as well as outer. They're pressuring both sides at the same time very effectively. Bomb will be recollected there by Alu. 3-on-2 now. They have full control of the inner bomb site.
Oh, nicely done. Fallen picks up one. It's a very, very labored fight. They have no idea about Aerial, actually, coming in from the flank. Oh, gets caught out off guard, but still lands the headshot with the Glock, and it's going to be another round for ENCE. They picked up both pistols, actually. MIBR will likely force spy here. I'd be surprised if they don't, because they want to get the AWPs out on that 4th round.
Yeah, I think they want to double up. I think you're right.
And yeah, this is a great map to get the Deagles and the Scouts out. And what we know, Fallen loves a Scout. So, a couple smoke grenades as well. Taco and Fer will be carrying those. In fact, also at third one, Mayan actually manages to get a smoke grenade as well. So this could be quite dangerous. We'll see if MIBR can offer anything up here. Oh dear, that is not the start that ENCE wanted. Mayan nails Aerial.
That's a toughie. That could be a great start here for maybe Brazil, especially with Fallen having a Scout. He's so dangerous with that weapon, even today. Might be past his prime, but he still can certainly show a spark with that weapon. Also can just be kind of the assist master, even if he's not getting kills. He could be getting those tags for Mayern's Mac 10 and these Deagles to be able to finish things off. And now that it's lost Aerial, they're kind of at a standstill. They have a couple of players towards Inner Halls, a couple still towards T-Con. They're not really sure just yet what they want to do, trying to see if anyone is going to get aggressive or at least hold a forward angle, but to no avail.
Yeah.
And Brazil disciplined, just staying back. And they're pushed ladder, and they have a lot of presence towards inner sight.
Normally, a T side will go B in these scenarios. That's like very commonly what you'll do because you don't have to worry about a lot of positions. You can just get onto a plant quickly. But they try to take ladder room, and they'll get absolutely annihilated by the Deagle of Fur. The HE might finish him off. In fact, it did no damage, I think, even though it landed right behind him. There you go, Counter-Strike HEs. But Man will go down on the bomb side. But again, the bomb is still on the ground at ladder room, and Sonny, he can't make his way for it either. And the Deagles, they win the round, and just when you thought everything was going to go ENCE's way, well, it didn't. Everything goes sour quite quickly.
That's nightmare fuel, Dan.
It's a great shot from Mayern. Mayern has insane mechanics.
Yeah. When he was playing with Sharks in EPL, I think that was season 9. That was like kind of early last year. You could definitely just kind of see evidence that this guy had talent. It was all about what opportunity he would get. And it was a little bit of a cold start for him when he first joined the team. Like his first tournament, it was a little bit rough, but he's starting to develop and starting to learn his place on this team, you think. And now we're seeing ENCE have to work with just upgraded pistols, really. Already one player off the board. There's another. Well, that's it.
That is it, yep.
Not a whole lot to be said about that one. That was quickly over.
Yeah.
Still not much money there for ENCE either, so seemingly Main Brazil will work their way closer and closer to double digits in their own right and perhaps tie this game up soon unless ENCE can respond in the next round.
I mean, the problem here for ENCE is that MIBR is going to get a really, really fast economy, and this is basically the perfect way for it to go for you on the CT side. You lose that first round, then you win the force buy. The economy of the T side is just wrecked. You can see they're playing pistols 2 rounds in a row. Look at Fergo, he's just having it. Having the time of his life with that Mac 10, and they lose one player, but the amount of money for MIBR that's just materialized, well, most players have between $6,000 and $9,000 at the beginning of this round, so that is kind of outrageous. And knowing that they are going to want to get those AWPs out there, it gives them the comfort to just make aggressive plays.
They didn't waste any time getting them out, Dan. They're out already.
Yeah.
Sun's out, guns out here in Anaheim. It's the double cannons here from Made in Brazil. Fallen and KNG, both towards outside with the snipers. Mayern actually taking a pretty aggressive position here towards Ivy early on as well.
ENCE are holding really passively at the moment. We will start to get Ali to check for some of these more forward Ivy positions, and his job is just to create presence and threat here. He knows that there is a CT very likely close.
Interesting to see him playing this spot. Normally this would be a spot that like X7 would play on a default, as Sergey's usually the inner guy, and there's a boost that actually comes out and takes out Alu, so that's another problem to add to all that.
Oh no, and Sonny's going to have to go back there, it seems. That is not the plan. The plan is not to lose Alu there and have Sonny take up his position. You want to keep the pressure on Ivy to keep players towards the A bomb side as they go in for the B push. However, there is Taco playing very close.
Yep, and the ops support him from the backside as well. And Taco does go down, though, with no kills to his name to show for it. But again, KNG had rotated already with the op, and he's able to find a kill. Keeps it an advantage for Made in Brazil. This bomb is now finally getting planted, but it's coming at a cost of a lot of damage to these players thanks to that HE grenade. And Fur is wise to this flank at T-Con.
That's a huge bit of information, isn't it? They know where the other 2 players are, I think. So this is a huge problem. They're going to start moving forward. Fur going for that flank, but oh, beautiful. They were starting to worry about Fur. They just heard him stepping, and that was all that was needed, because then all the players, T's on the site, start turning around to Fur, leaving their backs exposed to Fur's teammates. And Sonny, he's just been left out in the cold here.
Yeah, it's so unfortunate for him that first spotted him right away as he was lighter. And also what it allowed him to do was be like, hey, wait a second, if you're there, I can flank inner. You know, there's no one to stop me. They're both committed to the site. So that really played such a huge role in the round for Made in Brazil. A great retake. Great shot from KNG with the op to kick things off on that one as well.
And also as well, you know, getting that pick on Alu made all the difference because that took Sunny away from that push. Maybe if that push has Sunny, it's going to be a lot more, well, it should be a lot more successful.
Right.
So that is not really how they wanted to start things off, and they're going to have to think about things here. They have around $4,000 a player at the moment, ENCE, as they take this time out. They could try to buy with at least like 1 or 2 players, or they could try to go for a half buy across every player. And it seems like that's going to be the result. They're going to buy down to roughly $2,000 on most players. And
yeah, I'm thinking you want to get Alu up as soon as you can on this T side and see if he can't go to work. He's having a hell of a game, actually. 18 kills, pretty good ADR. He's been kind of the beacon of hope for them, I feel like, on this map at times.
MIBR just a map up if you are only just joining us, having a fantastic showing on a map that they haven't got any stats on in the last 3 to 6 months. That is Nuke. What a series to bring it down. If this goes to a third, we'll be in similar territory as they will be on Overpass. Again, don't have any stats on that map for a long time. Nice double setup here. This is quite dangerous.
That smoke separates them from helping each other, though, but it's no problem for Taco. He pushes through anyhow, finds the kill, able to get out of dodge and start calling that this sidewalk push is coming into fruition from ENCE. And all the kills so far going the way of Made in Brazil, I guess to be expected on a round like this where ENCE didn't have much to work with except this AK from Sunny, and it will find nothing on its way out the door. Made in Brazil now take the lead back. They haven't had it actually in quite some time. They gave it up kind of midway through the first half, but now they've reclaimed it.
You got to give, again, Taco credit. He's a very smart player, like the way that he's handling all the timings, the angles he sees the smoke come in, pushes a little bit in front of it, understands, you know, how he can get ahead of the push. He has to come off of that high position, and he gets into safety. Everything with perfect timing and well-executed shots. Taco's having a great series so far, playing all of his positions very well, and he's got some incredibly important positions. The B anchor on this map, you're often alone playing this position.
Yeah, he's played here a lot of his career, so definitely very comfortable working this area of the map. As ENCE are back onto the full buy. They had the AWP for Alu as well. And again, they have him solo Ivy with it, which is very intriguing to me because, again, normally the X7 would be here. You'd want to use Alu towards T-Con, maybe towards inner halls, but or at least give him a support system, someone to flash for him, someone to help him have an easier time taking peeks down Ivy, but there's none of that. Again, the focus really is more towards inner halls and ladder and just kind of leaving Alu out here by himself to see what he can come up with.
And there's that position that we're really familiar with. You know, Fallen playing that kind of hybrid position by the green train, looking after basically everything on one half of the map. You can see everything from there.
Remember, ENCE came into this game with a 4-game losing streak on Train on LAN and a 3-6 record overall since Sunny joined the team. So they were already coming in a battered team on Train, and so far things are looking dodgy. But we'll see if they can try to turn things around as the clock is ticking. They need to make a decision here quickly. They're going to try to go once again towards ladder. First shut them down last time. This time, a great timing on that flash will get them the control they need.
And Fallen has to fall back, but there's May at close range. He picks up one, but Fallen goes down when he tries to reposition. The timing impeccable from ENCE. And now it's down to Taco and KNG on the rotation. Oh, he found actually the delay. That's actually pretty huge. He can just push forwards now. Oh, can he get it again? Can he get it again? Oh, he can't. He can't. It's going to be the bomb planted there successfully. They had time. There was some damage done, though, and KNG, in that distraction, creeps forwards. He might find an opening, finds the shoulder. Oh, it's not quick enough, but he is still alive. He is still kicking, and there is still time to try to find a defuse on this bomb, but he has to bait these players into the open. Alu there whiffs the shot. And KNG, he needs to hit the shot of his life to take down one of these players, as they're not going to give him anything. But there's the peek, it's a double peek, it's another whiff, and that just can't happen. It's looking dead now for KNG. He might be able to escape with the orb if he's lucky, and looks like he'll be lucky this time.
Man, Taco was like 10 more hit points away from stopping the plant a second time and probably winning the round.
Yeah.
That was actually a really close call for ENCE. But you have to credit ENCE for what they did right that round, which was execute Fur at ladder very, very effectively. And this was some big work here from Ariel. Great headshots.
That first shot was actually just, that should not be allowed. Can we have a look at that one? That was insane. Because that kill as well, that was Fallen. I did wonder how he died because I saw him rotating away because he was, and it looked like he had just enough time to get away. But you could see that there was a millisecond that seemingly Ariel was able to catch a single shot onto his head as he was airborne.
Big crowd out there. We appreciate all of you showing up. Who thinks Made in Brazil is going to end this right here and now? Okay. Seems like a lot of fans out there from Brazil think they're going to finish this off. Is ENCE going to come back? Are we going to see a third map? Anybody? Yeah. About what I expected, to be fair, Dan. It's always risky with crowd interaction from the desk here, but you know, I love to do it. Love to see the people out there supporting the game. The game is continuing to grow, by the way.
I think we got a smart crowd out there.
Yep.
But in all seriousness, this is still wide open. 11-11 between these two teams. And Fallen posting up towards this Ivy position, daring them to peek him. And there is the classic run boost. Not going to be connecting that shot as now the smoke comes through.
That was like a prayer putting that shot out. Like, it's one of those things where if you hit it, cool, but probably not going to happen. No harm, no foul on that, though.
He might be thinking to maybe catch a second player that might try to peek as the first player baits the shot. That's sometimes what the teams do, but it will be a trade towards ladder room. And I have to say, ENCE has been pretty good, actually, at getting that ladder control. That's been, Fur has not been so successful in consistently holding this position down.
Yeah, it's like, I think he's like 1 for 3 on that position so far this half, which certainly helps out. ENCE Marin will take up the spot now, though, and still continue to make sure that that spot is defended properly. But it does mean that the defense is going to be spread a bit more thinly. Taco, though, holding a new angle this time, Dan, and this could be something that ENCE is not going to be prepared for. And there it is, gets the kill, gets the bomb down, still alive, still holding on, might be able to even find more and need a second taken care of by Taco. What a play by him to get the advantage for Made in Brazil.
That's such a dirty play from Taco. It's a one-and-done spot. He gets 2 from it. And now there's been enough time for his teammates to get in position, to get out of connector. And you can see ENCE will be stuck around the bomb train. KNG, oh no, it's X7. What a fantastic shot, finding Fallen there. Now KNG will creep forwards. ENCE looking pretty good here to maybe convert this one. It's X7. Oh no, the timing. Poor X7. Couldn't have been worse on that timing. Alu now is up to him. Coming in from this upper position. A whiff from KNG. That gives Alu a chance here. He's going to pull out the knife here, going for the shot. Beautiful. Alu knows how to close it out, and he'll do just that. 12th round on the board for ENCE. That could have been anybody's, but Alu continues in form. 21 kills, 10 deaths. He is standing like a beacon of hope.
Yeah, I like how he didn't panic there. You know, he jumped down and he got into a spot where he could actually see that ankle poking out the smoke so he could line up the shot perfectly. So good to see him not get too panic on that. Very calm, cool, collected. He's a Finn, so not surprising, I guess. But also a big win for ENCE because that round seemed to be Made in Brazil. I mean, remember Taco's big play at Inner Halls, getting the 2 kills, getting a I think that was a like 4-on-3 or 3-on-2 that he had for his team at that moment. And so it seemed like Made in Brazil were going to have a chance to extend their lead, but instead ENCE are going to surpass Made in Brazil once more.
But this is one of those rounds, Dust, where it's round 24. We're almost at the end of regular time, and both teams have just spent every single bit of cash. So this is one of those spots which could dictate the momentum moving forwards. This round could dictate the winner, potentially. And those nades will do some damage to Aerial. Both teams really want to get that opening advantage. Oh my god, Fallen is lucky to be alive, taking one straight in the face, but living to tell the tale.
Yeah, damage exchanged for both sides, but no one's really found a foothold just yet in the round. Fallen, though, spotting T's dropping around T-Con and does dispatch of Alu. Nice headshot there from him, doing the extra damage. Now they're first assisting towards Ivy. Misses, but still alive, still buying time, still holding his ground, and there's another one onto Aerial. Again, Fallen known for how he handles the pressure of being closed on. When his back's against the wall, he can deliver, and he's going to continue to do so with KNG's assistance as well, leaving Sunny all by his lonesome.
What do you do if you're Sunny in this position? Fallen has 1 HP. He got dinked at the beginning of the round. He almost died, but then he converts that into a 3K, decimating the ENCE push. That is what he does. That is who he is from that position. A power player, and KNG is going to jump across the angle. He was the guy who had HP. Fallen and Taco don't have almost any to their name, and there is some time here for Sunny to try to work them out, but they know where he is. There's only 2 potential avenues that he can now emerge from, and this is one of those 2. And Fallen's on that position. Who better to close the round down with 1 single point of health? Of course, it's Fallen with the quad kill, and he's going to shut down the round.
See, I'm the kind of guy that doesn't really pick favorites in CS. I try to remain pretty objective, but it is nice to see Fallen like back in shape like this with the op. You know, this is reminiscent of 2016 Fallen. This is reminiscent of the guy that, you know, people feared. You know, a guy that people learned from. You know, I think even Device mentioned how he used to like watch Fallen demos to kind of learn his positioning and you know, how he held certain angles. And I feel like a lot of people tried to pick up and learn from Fallen because he was that smart opper. Maybe not crazy flashy, high-speed flick shots or anything like that, but he was just steady and he was really good in pressure. And that was a big play from him in that round. And now it's just pistols for ENCE. Fur already finding one with the SMG. All the rest of ENCE are now funneled to Ivy. And that TV got wrecked.
Indeed. It is important for a player like Fallen as well to really leave his mark on the game, because that's when they're their best. Like, genuinely speaking, he is an immense talent, and we talked about how important that previous round was. That round where Fallen got that quad kill. We talked about it. It set up the winner of that round to have the huge economic advantage moving forwards, and that's exactly what MIBR have now. They've got such a strong advantage moving into the dying rounds of this map, and it could be the last rounds of this series unless ENCE wake up in this one.
Yeah, their T side has been pretty tough. I mean, they won pistol and they've won 2 gun rounds. In the meantime, Made Brazil have won 7 of the 10 played thus far in this half, so they've had a very successful CT side. No double op in play this time, though. That is something to take into account. KNG will be just on the M4 first, still trying to farm with the MP9, trying to get as much out of it as he can. Take a look at that wonderful trophy on stage these teams are battling for, as well as for their lion's share of the $100,000 prize pool, and of course for the ranking points, and also the winner of this tournament going over to the Unchirping, which I probably pronounced horribly wrong, but that's an Extreme Hack Masters event coming up later on in the summer. So there's a lot on the line in this tournament.
Absolutely.
With the new Pro Tour.
Unchirping, the home of DreamHack.
Oh, thank you. Production said I pronounced it right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And he goes push straight into the outer bomb side once again, trying to capitalize on the chaos and falling up on top of the train. And I think he actually connected that indeed, Sergey, down to 4 HP. And now Fallen will slither away back towards the hell position. And Parker's now made his presence known. He's the only one standing. He's got to win this fight to try to gain access to the A site. He's able to creep through, or maybe not, actually. After I say that, he will get taken out by Aerial. And ENCE, I like it. Great response. You know, they're maybe sitting in the doldrums, not feeling... Well, they're feeling a bit deflated. Get a fast play out there. Get that energy up high. And they managed to succeed in the high-octane action outside.
And they kind of have made Brazil up against the ropes right now, too. The economy is looking real grim right now for the Brazilian side, but they did find a way somehow to funnel a double out setup in play. It came at a sacrifice to a couple of other players, but they do get it out. And we'll see KNG taking his op towards inner, so that is the adjustment from Main Brazil on their initial defense. They want an op over blocking off this inner halls. That's going to help them be a lot more free and even for stacking the outer bomb site. And I don't think they've had to deal with an op at inner yet, ENCE, so that could really catch them off guard.
Yeah, it's mostly just Taco's shenanigans, which have been maybe enough most of the time to deal with. He's been so good there. But no, you're absolutely right. And it does give them that ability to cheat a player over towards that A site and be somewhat comfortable in doing it. And that also gives more fodder for Fallen to kind of dance around, as his teammates are so good at keeping bullets away from him and allowing him to work his magic with that AWP. KNG now showing his presence with the AWP. And that might actually further commit ENCE away from inner. Have to see how they respond. They've got lots of time. They could still make this an inner play with the positioning that they have as they start to set up some outside smokes.
It's brought Taco back, though, up close on the ramp, so that's going to be that added defense, actually playing on top of the train with the MP9, but decides to drop down behind that smoke. Smoke's being set up towards outer from ENCE. They do have a couple players towards ladder room as well, so they definitely want to try to split this outer bomb site, it seems. CT's playing passive over towards Ivy and bomb train, but Fallen does have that AWP. It's going to be hard to deal with him, and he's already going to find one.
It's a good shot. Fur sitting by Sandwich. No one's found him. He gets another one. That is a huge problem. They'll eventually take down Fallen. And Sonny does find Fur as well. That is a miracle. It feels like there's a chance they're still in this one. Sergey, 10 seconds left that bomb. I don't think he's going to have time to plant this one. He now doesn't have any time at all. He's trying to wrap around the red train, but it's not going to happen. He's just going to have to get out of there, hold on to the weapon. And it looks like MIBR will pick it up by the skin of their teeth. That was backwards and forwards all over the place. Just crazy action. It's so hard to know what is going to happen when the dust settles. But this time, MIBR came out on top. And
Yeah, a lot of credit to Fur here, just playing sandwich. No one really checked him, able to have a lot of freedom to move around here, get a couple of big kills. That was the key kills of the round. And now Main Brazil 1 round away from not only map point, but series point, a chance at a decider best of 3 later on today for a shot at playoffs. ENCE perhaps another group stage exit in front of them if they can't figure this out. And again, the disappointment will continue to build on that team, you feel like. Again, we talked about that earlier. Like, any team who loses now continues that downward trajectory trend that they're trying to get out of.
Indeed, it is important. Eerie moment of silence.
Yeah.
As ENCE just relax for a moment. And
they don't have much to work with here either, is the problem. It's like they're almost having to concede map point in a way. They had the AK Sergey save, but that's about it. They had to keep their money in order to buy next round. So they have to either pull off some type of heroics here, or they have to just play for the OT.
And at the moment, MIBR are playing a setup around the green train, 3 players, and committing 2 to B. So they don't really know what's going on, but they're just trying to play a safe setup for both sides. That's what they're doing here. For the supporting rifler, looking after Ivy, making sure that Fallen has that heat away from him. And that Fallen can maintain focus towards his team main position currently. And he'll spot 2 jumping across.
Yep. That's going to prompt him to pull out the incendiary to try to slow down this push a little bit so he can focus his aim over towards ladder, try to keep all angles covered as best as possible with these 3 players. And Fur taking care of things over at Ivy. A couple of big kills there from him. Ariel is able to trade it back and was looking for Fallen as well there for a moment. Sergey, in the meantime, has found a way to flex himself into outside. He finds the kill also, but only one. Fallen quickly trades him back, and now it's all on Ariel, running out of time and out of health. It might seem, as there's 2 CTs left against him. Tried his damnedest, but it's just not enough in Main Brazil. Series point now in front of them.
Yeah, very well played indeed. It feels like MIBR have been the better team across this series so far, I think is fair to say. I think ENCE, credit to the resilience that they have shown, at least on train for sure, because they had again, like that, a lot of awful situations and a lot of struggles, but they're keeping their heads in the game and making this competitive. Right. And it's not done just yet as well. Still a chance for ENCE to turn everything around, force the 3rd map, and they have to first get the overtime here, and there's only 2 rounds they must win now to do so. Starting off with a 2-1-2 default, and Alu gets a pick onto the most important player for that A defense. That's Fallen.
That's so huge. Alu's had kind of a hard time finding a way to make his op useful on this T side. He hasn't really been given a lot of looks or a lot of opportunities to try to make plays happen, but that time he does get it. Fur trying to get something back by getting aggressive towards the T connector. He actually beats the timing on Sunny's Molotov to get into that position as well, so that could be a problem. Taco also playing a bit of an off angle towards upper inner, which could be a real problem for ENCE if they're not careful. And you have to respect this from Main Brazil. They have to kind of do things like this to try to fight their way back in the round, and it might just work out. Taco, though, being spotted by Ariel. It's going to clear out the inner bomb side. It's wide open now. No one's here left defending.
And it's over, pretty much, in this round.
Unless this bomb goes outer. Let's hold the phone. There's 3 defenders here that could get this bomb down, perhaps, but no, it does shuffle out of there. So, yeah, you're probably right. It's probably over.
Yeah, don't throw that bit of variance into the mix. Just like, oh, let's just go to the...
And Main Brazil will save these weapons, right?
I've seen teams do that before, and then they like run into the CTs who are like running to save, and then the bomb goes down, and it's like, uh-oh. We've made a terrible mistake.
Yes.
But it looks like they will go for the correct play and plant the bomb in the safe location. And we're going to get ourselves it's going to be round 30 to decide whether this goes to overtime or not. Ends with a very respectable round, and starting off with a pick on the Fallen created a lot of problems for MIBR. And Taco's position, those spots, it's really difficult if you peek them correctly. Because Taco had this left eye versus right eye position. So if the player who's coming in, which from the T perspective, you're the right eye peeker, you will have the advantage in that particular angle. So you got to be really careful if you're Taco, and that's why a lot of pros will actually jiggle as well, because they'll jiggle peek stuff so that if they're at a disadvantageous angle, they'll get contact and information, but not commit themselves to the unfavorable engagement, but still get to hold that angle for a moment. But in that case, it didn't work out for Taco.
No, it did not. You couldn't blame him, though. Again, it was one of those things where when you're behind and around, you have to try to take little gambles like that to try to fight your way back in. If you just play standard, you're probably going to get overwhelmed. Just didn't pan out that time, but they were able to at least save some weapons. That is the key. That means an op is going to be able to get passed over to Fallen. They're going to be able to get some rifles out as well. And it all comes down to this. Are we going to see an overtime? We've already seen a few of those in the last series on Vertigo.
Yeah.
That was a great way to start the day. Crazy upset from Endpoint, of course, in that series. And now we're trying to see who can get out of free fall first. ENCE are made in Brazil after a rough last few months. And Brazil do have advantage, up 15-14, but there is that chance ENCE with this buy could push this to OT. No double op, though, is the key. They didn't get that second op saved over.
That's a big chance gone for Alu, catching the player going across E-box to the ladder room.
This is ballsy from Fallen.
This is how he does it, though. There's a smoke from a teammate to get himself out safely. Nice little setup there between Taco and Fallen. That is the kind of stuff, though, that you do have to do at the top level. That an unexpected angle with the orb to get that early 5v4, but they don't get it. Nor did Alu, because Alu got a chance too. So, oh, there's the totem pole drop. And Ferg dies again. He's not having success against that.
No, indeed he's not. He's lost it more often than he's won battles there, that's for sure. That's really helped out ENCE on a couple of different occasions. It could be yet the same story in this round. Mayern also just gets caught on a bad timing. He was caught between two mines, and Aerial is going to sniff him out. It's all on Fallen, Taco, and KNG now against 5 ENCE members, most of which are now pressing into his inner sight. Taco left alone with the Deagle, trying his best to buy time, find kills where he can, but no one's really giving him a look. In the meantime, Fallen's been trading out with KNG, Alu with another kill, and it's not looking good. It's looking like OT.
Fallen's still alive, though, with the orb, and he's making his way in. No support. It's a man and an orb. And he will go down. Overtime has indeed been secured. Great stuff from ENCE to do so. Honestly, there's so many things that were working against them, but they kept their heads in the game, and they made it here to overtime, and it's not over just yet.
Indeed, it's not. And remember, it is MR3, 16K, a race to 19. 18-18 means another overtime, and there's plenty of money in play each and every round thanks to the 16K start money. And I mean, it's hard to say who comes in feeling better about things in this OT. I mean, it seemed like Made in Brazil controlled the game almost every step of the way. Even there were some ties, but Made in Brazil quickly jumped back ahead. It wasn't until literally the last 2 or 3 rounds of the game that we saw ENCE make that last-ditch effort to keep this game going. And so, if they can carry that momentum, great, but I feel like Made in Brazil were the better-looking team throughout the game.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. But that said, ENCE are looking to change that story. They've been stepping things up here. Double flashbang play for the Ivy aggression, but their LT's out in the outer positions as well. They can be all over the place, and they could have inner control now as well. So, oh my god, X7, great push, finds himself one on the bomb train, and now it's going to be a bit awkward here for MIBR. They're feeling that pressure, but ENCE are not committed to the outer bomb site. X7 was out there for a long time, but eventually now he will get dealt with. You know, it's just enough time had to pass. Oh dear, that's a great angle for Sergey to hold. That's beautiful. And once again, first struggling to find that value into the ladder room. Didn't seem to consider that a player could be holding that position.
Uh-oh, and look at this. Aerial sneaking into inner. They can do so much with this thing. They can shuffle the bomb back over, knowing that the site is fully under the control. Aerial can also backstab through back halls or through Z. There's so many possibilities here for Aerial, and they have no idea. And he spots the barrel of Fallen's AWP. He's going to get right behind him, gets the headshot, clears the rest of inner sight. The bomb can come in safely. And this round seems to be sliding through Made in Brazil's fingers now. It wasn't even 3-on-3 for a bit. There was a hope for anyone, but now that hope is lost as the Finns punch in the digits and probably lock the round in.
ENCE played so well off of having one player be very aggressive in the yard. With a couple of smokes down, a couple of flashbangs out there, you know, the initial pick to really sell it and to create a lot of rotation. And then they pushed everything after that. And that was a really big problem. They had pressure everywhere. So many holes in the defense. Really very well played by ENCE. And they're going to take down everybody. Okay, so ENCE starting things off really well.
Yeah, big start to this OT for ENCE to get that one again, as you noted, and as we've been kind of discussing, Fur having a tough time on that ladder room defense. At least this time he got 1 kill for his efforts, but it's still not enough. Still gave ENCE so much space. And so here we go, next round of OT. Double op still in play for Made in Brazil. KNG taking his op towards inner. Haven't seen him be successful there yet with it, though, to be fair, but there it is. Reverse Caster's Curse? Not quite sure how you define that, but...
It's good, though, to get that mixed up, get KNG in these positions every so often, get that opening kill. Once you have that opening kill as a team, whether you're on the CT side or the T side, you can have some protocols as to how you shuffle your rotations and your defense or your offense, respectively, to account for that. Because you don't need as much information if you've got the man advantage. So you don't have to have as much position. If you have less position, it's less risky. You can cover each other better.
Yeah. First said, I'm not going to be there this time around, guys. You guys can just have that space. And Fallen actually watching with the AWP, that's probably going to be different for ENCE. They're probably not used to having to deal with this as they come out this location. If they decide to come out here, they might even just shuffle back and go forward towards inner. Hard to say at this moment. I think they're just trying to see what they can find first. Seeing if anybody might push late into ladder or something like that.
Oh, gets caught again with that rotation. That's the second time Ariel's caught him doing that. And in goes Sergey. This is it. They're pushing everywhere at once. That's the bomb there in inner as well. And that's actually where MIBR hold on to. So with 35 seconds left and the rotation through ladder for the bomb, there might be a chance. There's the bomb. KNG's caught it. It's now down on the ground. It's got to be collected, but they have to traverse these open spaces against the AWP. But there goes the AWP. Sunny and Ariel lock it down. Very well played from Ariel, I have to say. He had a fantastic round.
Yeah, it's just Fallen getting caught on the retreat was the big problem there. It forced a lot of scrambled rotations. Even with KNG catching that op kill onto ladder, he couldn't account for him being flanked. Ariel, such a big maneuver there. Wins his team the round. They are now 2 rounds up in OT, a couple of rounds away from forcing us a third map, which would be Overpass.
ENCE finally started to find some great solutions here. A quick trade inner will create problems for MIBR. Certainly a more favorable scenario for the T side, that is for certain, when you get a 4v4 like this with so much time on the clock. You see, the T side can just kill the clock a little bit and reset the situation. And look at this push. Fallen has a disadvantage here on this angle. And as you can see, yeah, X7 had a better, he had the scope as well, so just a better angle, unfortunately. Fallen couldn't have known.
This is tough. ENCE looking so powerful in this overtime. They've won these rounds pretty decisively, if we're honest, and they might just win out 3-0 and set themselves up to be 1 round away from a map 3. Maybe Brazil need to dig deep here to try to keep themselves in the race of a 2-0. Defense is split, very spread thin with these 3 remaining members. 2 towards outer, 1 at passive inner. And seemingly gathering up here for a triple Ivy play.
Look at the delay here from ENCE. They have to be so careful that they don't put themselves in a bad position by delaying so much. Really trying to make it look like a B play, keep players on B, but you can see that MIBR understand that this is a fake at this point, and ENCE are moving fairly slowly. It's still, I mean, they will have 3 players. You're pretty close to the A bomb train at this point. Looking to hold on to that. If Fer can keep this position, that's going to cause problems. Because then they'll have coverage of both sides of the bomb train. KNG getting closer, emerging from old bomb, goes for the play, quick scope onto Ariel, and now tapping the bomb. Someone has to go out and peek this. But no one's going to peek it. They don't believe. They don't believe. They are non-believers. Oh my god, the timing from Sunny is perfect. And there you go, the clean sweep, 18-15. It's looking like it's very likely we'll go to a third map unless we'll get a clean sweep for another overtime dust.
Yeah, it's
but
so
MIBR
hard.
looking sore
I feel like it's so difficult to come back from a clean sweep in OT, especially T-side train. Now, we do know that Made in Brazil's T-side was, fairly up to snuff. But is it going to be enough for 3 in a row? That's really a tough one to get behind.
Yeah, it's a lot to ask for, that is for certain. But again, overtime is when things get a little bit weird. And
yeah,
MIBR, they need a bit of weirdness to get themselves back into winning ways, perhaps.
They go double op, but Mayern and KNG. That is interesting. Maybe it's based on spawns. Maybe Mayern had a better spawn for the inner pick.
It looks like that is the case. He does have the best inner spawn, and he is not going to get anything. KNG waiting for the hell peek from an Ivy player who wants a little bit too much.
So Fallen and Mayern do trade over to the more expected formation after that initial look into inner. And so this is one of the plays that they actually never ran in regulation, but we knew that they had it in store for us. They've used it in other games. What can they find with it now, though?
AWPing this position is really interesting.
Yeah.
If he drops down and no scopes aerial, I will lose it. Oh my god! I can't. That's just Fallen, isn't it? Just in a nutshell.
I'm glad you didn't risk something more, dangerous with that call. You only just risked that you would lose it, which is a very abstract,
and it was a quick scope as well.
Yeah.
So.
Wasn't quite what you
That's just, what on earth do you do against that? That's just,
I don't know.
Oh no, X7's getting caught out here as well. Surely he'll get flanked. There it is, coming out of T main Fur with a vengeance. And now they got the 4v3. They have 30 seconds to plant the bomb, so that's enough time.
It is indeed enough time unless someone starts dropping some kills, which could be Sunny, already hanging out here on the bomb train, waiting for that very moment so he can strike when he's most needed. But look at these T's swarming from all directions, really starting to put the pressure on Sunny. But Sunny so far has been up to the task. He's continuing to dish out blows left and right to Made in Brazil. It's only now 2 standing, trying to plant this bomb. Mayern has to fake it, wheeling around the bomb train, does find Sergey, but time is so low, and Alu is oh so close to him. As Z comes out the smoke, but Mayern spots it, but can't get the kill. Alu instead the victor, and with that, the map goes the way of ENCE, and we will indeed actually need that third map to figure things out, Dan.
And if you look at the point in which ENCE came back to bring it to overtime, how hopeless everything looked, but the fact that they did it and the fact that they did it in dominating fashion, we have to forget about the rest of the series. Moving into Overpass, it's completely up. Just a blank slate, and this series is wide open now. I cannot wait to find out what happens, and all we have to do is wait for a short break. We'll be back after that for the final map of this series. Don't go anywhere.